pretty much every school does some kind of senior rec thing.
Yeah, but like you said, it's been a cool scene. We saw it with the basketball season and how they started doing it, and it's cool. You come to the ballpark and it's everything. It's every game. It's a special event, and there's different people out here. Or my favorite, the different dogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
At that bark at the park, they gave away little doggy bandanas,
Yep.
and it was some neat little elements to it. They had Rookie the Bat Dog come out from the Trenton Thunder as the wind kicks up. A beautiful day, but a little breezy at Vic Napolitano Field. Falcons getting set to host Council Rock North with some high school baseball coming your way. And I think, Jordan, they learned their lesson after Teacher Appreciation Day. They only had one ceremonial first pitch today. Teacher Appreciation Day, they had I don't know, were there like a dozen? Maybe 8, because there were 8 seniors, I think. So I think there were 8 teachers recognized. Anyway.
my favorite teacher actually got recognized that day, Mr. Mahoney.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mr. Mahoney.
He was the first one. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Mr. Mahoney's going to throw out a ceremonial first pitch, and then the next teacher stepped up, and they just kept coming. Falcons with a 15-3 overall record. That game on Saturday, kind of an exhibition thing, Jordan, a warm-up, a tune-up, but a game that didn't mean a whole lot when it comes to the overall PIAA district standings. This game has a little more juice to it. As we said, Council Rock North, they feel like if they win, they're going to get in. And even if they lose, if they get a certain amount of help, they might be able to get in, but they need to play clean baseball, and that's something we hear pretty much with every team that plays Pennsbury. They know how loaded they are, and they know how slim the margins are. You can't make mistakes against this team.
Pennsbury is not 15-3 for no reason. They deserve that record, and any team that's going up against them has to bring their A game. And Council Rock North, like you said, knowing that this is a winner-get-in scenario, you got to expect nothing less from them.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. Pennsbury out there in the field. For the Falcons today, James Schaefer, he leads off and plays second base. Ryan Zuckerman over there at shortstop. He bats second. Joe Tiroli batting third and playing third base. LJ Nelson is out in right field and is the cleanup hitter for the Falcons. Jordan Zerniak is the DH. He bats fifth and bats for pitcher Connor McCloskey, the righty, getting his warm-up tosses in. Batting sixth for the Falcons, and in center field for them is Charlie Cordisco. You got left fielder Jackson Freeman batting seventh and playing the 7 position left field with Eric David at first base hitting eighth and Tyler Boraski catching and batting ninth. And here come the Council Rock North Indians. Leading off for them today, their shortstop Quinn Erlinson. He'll be followed by Will Shabona. He plays center field and bats second with Jaden Tang batting third. He's the Indians' DH, batting for pitcher Matt Herbert. Lucas Mullen, their catcher, is batting fourth with Brian Curry playing second base, batting fifth. Nick DiGiacomo in right field hits sixth as the first one is in there, up a little bit to Erlinson for ball one.
Oh, this wind is really kicking right now.
Yeah, hitting seventh for the Indians just to round out their lineup. Joe Hughes, he'll be at first base as McCloskey winds and delivers in there for a called strike. James Peichel in left field hits eighth, and Nolan Riesenberger hits ninth and plays third base for the Indians. The 1-1 pitch is skipped down low in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Gus, you mentioned the wind. It's blowing straight out to right field. Anything in the air is going to be an adventure today.
2-1 pitch. Yeah, straight out to right. And I don't know, maybe this wind would even help a ball that was sent to left field. And I'm still waiting for a baseball to head out to New Falls Road at some point this season.
We almost got a couple from Zuckerman, but they just short.
The 2-2 bounced foul down the third baseline by Erlinson. As you would imagine from the leadoff guy, one of the top hitters in this Council Rock North lineup, and talking with Coach Schramm, he credited, really the first 3 or 4 guys with powering this program. Erlinson going to Elizabethtown College. or Elizabethtown University. Elizabethtown.
That I've never heard that before.
Yeah, they're in PA.
They
But
sound fancy.
I'm not sure exactly where. The 2-2 swing and a miss, and McCloskey gets him.
I like to make the noise like the dugout does.
One down in the top of the first, and here's center fielder Will Shabona. Yeah, we were up in Newtown for a bunch of Council Rock North baseball last year, and Shabona, Erlinson, a lot of these guys we know have had significant varsity experience, and I guess at this point of the season, pretty much everybody has some varsity experience. You've already gone through some big-time games, the 0-1 outside.
And that experience, obviously something that's nice for a team that's in a must-win situation. They know how to handle themselves.
The 1-1 popped up right side on the infield. Calling for it is Eric David. He's under it, makes the grab.
Well, David, who doesn't get a whole lot of playing time with this varsity squad, comes in and gets the start here today. The ball will find you, and it finds him there for the first one put in play.
Yeah, we mentioned it on Saturday when the Falcons took care of the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs at Arm & Hammer Park, as McCloskey delivers a little low and inside to Jaden Tang, that Eric David is one of the only Pennsbury players, the first in 50 years, to win league titles in the same season in football, basketball, and baseball. So, I mean, you got to credit the Pennsbury Athletic Department with, I don't know, maybe they just lucked into it, but a great season when you get league titles in all those sports.
Yeah, I only knew a couple kids that were able to do that, but didn't do it. But to actually see a player go out there and do it and succeed at it, it's amazing.
I mean, you need a little luck. I guess that's what I'm saying. Whether it's for the school or for the individual, you need to win 3 league titles. That's no small feat, 2-1 pitch.
And it hasn't just been guys this year. The girls, for a lot of different sports, have been very dominant. You saw the basketball team do a really good run in districts and stuff. So
here comes the 3-1 from McCloskey, and it's fouled back by DH Jaden Tang. I got to do a little stat work or research or something, maybe put Ben to work to find out when the last time the Falcons won league titles in all those sports. I mean, that doesn't happen every year. Here's the payoff pitch. Ooh, that's a nice breaking ball that's bounced foul, spoiled by Tang.
And didn't the softball team also win their league title? So that's 5 different league titles in one singular year.
And I shouldn't exclude other sports, but when I think about football, basketball, and baseball, at that varsity level, another 3-2. Low and in, ball 4 to Tang, a 2-out walk to the Council Rock North DH, and up to bat is catcher Lucas Mullen. Eric David, the first Pennsbury athlete to win league titles, football, basketball, baseball, in the same school year since Dale DeLeese and Bob Bowden and Bob Crouch. Bob Crouch, he's one of the guys in the Pennsbury Basketball Hall of Fame. They did it in the 72-73 season. So that's 51 years ago? No,
I think it's 50
years
50
ago.
on the dot, yeah.
Swing and a miss from Mullen. Went fishing for that one, Jordan. That was a nice pitch from McCloskey.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good breaking balls so far. And if he can get those working along with the fastball, he's going to have a similar outing to his last one.
The 0-1 looked like, again, something off speed, a breaking pitch off the end of the bat, foul, and McCloskey out in front of Lucas Mullen. Here, no balls, 2 strikes.
Let's see if he triples up here, goes back to that breaking ball, see if he can get Mullen to chase.
Mullen going to be playing baseball at Mercer Junior College. Looks at McCloskey's 0-2, and Baraski sacrifices the body there, takes it off the chest protector.
That's a great block. McCloskey did try to triple up, but unfortunately for him, bounced it even before it could reach the dirt of the home plate circle.
So So 2 down and 1 on in the top of the first. McCaffrey's game of the day on BCB. McCluskey's 1-2. That's down low. The runner goes, and Boraski's just going to have to hold on to that ball.
That was some real heads-up base running by Tang. It almost looked like he caught Boraski off guard, as he didn't look like he was thinking that Tang was going to run because he blocked it so well. But credit to Jaden Tang.
Yeah, Boraski kept it in front of him, but Tang taking advantage of a Pennsbury miscue. McCluskey's 2-2. That one also down low. And McCluskey kind of shaking the right hand out a little bit after that pitch. I don't know. Maybe that one slipped a bit, Gus? I mean,
you would hope so, because anytime a pitcher starts showing that kind of motion, you start to get worried about maybe the elbow or the wrist or like a forearm tightness.
His 3-2. That bounces up there. All 4 of those balls were, I don't know, like 59 footers.
Yeah, and there was the last at-bat, he had 2 pitches in that at-bat that were also in the dirt. So that's 6 pitches so far in the last 2 batters that have just hit the plate, hit right in front of the plate, or just have gotten dirty.
Peyton Shaw out there to run for the catcher.
My favorite move, because I'm a catcher, and I don't like running.
Little courtesy runner out there for the Council Rock North Indians as they try to get something going in the top of the first. Up to bat now for them, second baseman Brian Curry, and he's probably swinging the hottest bat on this Council Rock North team as McCluskey delivers, and it's low away, ball 1.
Yeah, 5 straight out of the zone now by McCluskey, and all of them low. You wonder if maybe he's just gripping the baseball a little too hard right now, maybe a little too amped up.
And time called by our home plate umpire. He's going to go over and talk to the Council Rock North dugout. And Coach Schramm getting an explanation. I think you want that energy, but you want to make sure that it's positive.
Yeah. Nobody really minds the normal camaraderie. It's starting when it's starting to get hateful and derogatory and stuff like that.
Well, I think anytime that now it's directed towards the other team, the umpires will say something about it, and they just want you to cheer for your own team. The 1-0. Taken out to center field. Cordisco back. He's on the run, and it drops. 2 runs will score for Council Rock North. Cordisco out there couldn't keep his footing. And it's a 2-run double for Brian Curry. And we talked about how hot he has been. And he keeps it going. Plates 2 for Council Rock North in the top of the first.
Yeah, and the one thing you don't want to do is give extra bases, extra at-bats, and extra outs. Or the other team is going to make you pay. And you saw it right there. McCluskey not able to hit his spots. Walks one guy, walks the next guy, loads 2 guys on. And then the very next batter, he doesn't hit his spot, and it's scorched into center field. And that was going to be a hard play by Cordisco because just how far in he was playing. But, man, he was so close. Just tried to die for it. If he would have made that catch, oof, the rest is history.
I mean, he had to run so far, so fast that, sometimes you just lose your footing.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what happened to him towards the end right there is he reached out for the ball, went down, and 2-run score for Council Rock North. And here's Nick DiGiacomo.
Especially in that situation, how hard he was running after that ball. Man, he was chugging along. Another ball in the dirt.
And McCluskey skips that up there.
I don't know if McCluskey is real comfortable right now. It looks like either his landing or something's going on with his mechanics that's just, he is not comfortable.
Pennsbury has been very comfortable with Cordisco out in center field this year. Jordan, I'm not sure if you saw, here's come McCluskey's 1-0. That's fouled off. There was a tweet that they sent out, and it was almost like something that was said about Gary Maddox. 71% of the earth is covered by water. The other 29% is covered by Charlie Cordisco.
It was Charlie Evans, who's now at, I think, Winthrop, who's a Pennsbury alum, and he made a spectacular catch. I saw that. It was a highlight reel catch in the outfield, and they said the 71% earth is covered by water. The rest is covered by Charlie Evans.
Charlie Evans, who played center field last season for the Falcons. 1-2. Here is McCluskey gets the called strike and delivers up high. Did he hold up? That was close to a swing. But he checked it. And now they do appeal to the base umpire who says he didn't go.
Man, to think that Pennsbury went from Charlie Evans, a great gold glover, I like to say. Whenever somebody's good in the outfield, I call him a gold glover. But a nice glove in the outfield to go to him, to Charlie Cordisco, who's also a great glove.
Great glove in the outfield and a great pitch right there by McCloskey to get DiGiacomo with the strikeout. 2 runs crossed for Council Rock North. And they get those 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 runner out there. And after a half inning, we've got a 2-0 score here. Pennsbury coming to bat. And today's game on WBCB brought to you by DiLorenzo's Pizza, the Berg Pizza, at 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown, owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo. And Tyler uses the same recipes his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie or other gourmet pizzas, including their mustard pie, soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, homemade pasta dishes, all served in a safe, clean environment. Eat in, take out. Give them a call. They'll have it ready for you. 215-943-2605 for DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza. That's 215-943-2605. And they also do catering. DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza in the Vermilion Square, just down the road here on New Falls Road. And we thank them so much for their support of high school athletics on WBCB. And thanks also to the Pennsbury Baseball Parents Club, asking you to come out and support the Pennsbury Falcons, and hoping to be here at Vic Napolitano Field for a couple of district home games. It looks like that's the direction things are going, but for the Pennsbury Falcons, they're looking to turn this first inning around, Gus. Not the start that they were looking for, as they now come into the bottom of the first trailing 2-0.
Definitely not the start they wanted, but Pennsbury, the way that these bats have been hitting this season, especially towards the end of the season, no matter what deficit they're behind, they have a chance to come back and tie the game, take the lead, or just be competitive in the game.
Yeah, Jordan made a point about the great pitching that the Falcons have gotten this season. Their big 3 with Keller Bradley and even Mix McCluskey in there.
Yeah, and this that first inning was one of the most rarest innings we've seen by a Pennsbury starting pitcher this year. Usually they've all been really strong to start the games, and that was one of the few starts by a pitcher this year that has not been strong.
As good as the starting pitching has been, this lineup is no slouch.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been putting it to teams, as they did the Bulldogs of Hopewell Valley, 10 runs on Saturday at Arm & Hammer Park.
Yeah, 7 of them, I think, came in the second or third, if I believe.
It was a 7-run, I think it was the second inning, there for a strike.
And we saw a Trenton Thunder-sponsored DiLorenzo's Dinger of the Day there. It was amazing. A absolute scorched ball to left field.
Tiroli goes deep at Arm & Hammer Park. The 1-1 is ripped foul. Look out in the bleachers. That one was coming in hot.
Man, if I was him, I'd be taking that to the grave of me. I had a homer at Trenton Thunder Ballpark.
Yes, 7 in the second for Pennsbury in that game on senior recognition night. James Schaefer was one of the few guys who didn't have a great night. He did reach on an error his first time up in that game, and here comes Herbert's 1-2. Misses down and away.
Yeah, Schaefer followed that up, though, by going 2 for 5 in the Falcons' last game against Council Rock South on Monday. In fact, the 3 that are due up here in this inning, and Schaefer, Zuckerman, and Tiroli combined to go 7 for 14 in that game. They've gotten great production out of their top of their lineup all season. It's been even better recently.
The 2-2 is well wide and runs the count full. Meanwhile, while we were away, the Pennsbury Falcons softball team locked up a league title. So, you mentioned 5 league titles now.
1 of 5, yep.
And ball 4 to Schaefer. He's a leadoff base runner for the Falcons. Well, Matt Herbert, kind of a finesse pitcher and trying to work the corners, but he doesn't get the call against Schaefer. And Council Rock North, you can't afford to give Pennsbury too many free bases, especially with Ryan Zuckerman stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, the big show.
And Zuckerman, he had a triple and a double, 2 runs scored. He nearly homered on Saturday night. The 1-0. Big cut there. Ball and a strike.
The conditions right now are definitely conducive for Zuckerman to try to go deep. The wind has kind of shifted a bit. It's kind of blowing straight out to center.
1-1, Jordan, you be our unofficial meteorologist. You saved us that one game where you saw that rain, I don't know, it was like rain system. It was a small little bit of rain, but it came right over top of us. Strike called to Zuckerman.
Yeah, no rain in the forecast today, but definitely a lot of wind.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Those with us on the WBCB Sports Network probably hear it picking up on our mics as they throw over, and Schaefer's got to do a little 2-step back to first base.
I'll tell you what, though, besides this wind, this pollen is kicking my butt.
The 1-2.
Oh!
Just a bit off the plate. Good eye by Zuck.
You know what that is? That's a D1 eye right there. The pit commit knows what's a ball and what's a strike.
And here comes the 2-2.
Oh.
Pops it up. Out to center field. Not too deep. Under it is Shabona. Makes the grab.
I hope nobody heard what Zuckerman said going down the first base line, because it was a bad word.
He had an outburst on that one.
Yeah, but
just got under it a little bit. I think that's that. You know, he felt like that was a good pitch for him, and
yeah, an off-speed pitch. The pitcher just left a little up, and Zuckerman, if he was able to get good bat to ball there, that thing might be into the street.
Up now is Joe Tiroli, and Tiroli and Zuckerman. You know, they both have come up with big hits all throughout this season. He rips that one out to left on a line, but right to Peichel. Peichel goes down to a knee and makes the grab. Jordan, that one looked like it had maybe not a little English, but almost a little knuckle action.
Yeah, that one kind of sliced back towards Peichel, and Tiroli hit it on the nose. You'd mentioned it, that this team has been red hot. Tiroli's been hot. He was 3 for 4 his last time out and just missed one there. Put a good swing on it, just unfortunate placement.
At the plate now, right fielder L.J. Nelson.
Ooh.
And L.J. takes a strike. Showing bunt. I mean, he's like the opposite of what you would expect from a cleanup hitter with how they utilize this 4 spot in the Pennsbury lineup. And a lot of times it's about moving runners over, doing your role. Beautiful bunt down the third base line. That's going to be a base hit. Not going to get him as Riesenberg comes in, and he's got no play. I mean, if that's a weapon you can utilize, L.J. Nelson with a bunt base hit, and there's 2 on and 2 down for Cerniak.
Man, he knows really how to put a great bunt down. We've seen so many of those this year of him just able to put one down exactly where he needs to go and just beating it down the baseline. It was beautiful. Yeah, and like you said, Chris, not a typical way to maneuver in a lineup to put that kind of hitter on the 4-hole, but hey, 15-3 this year, it seems to work.
The 1-0 down low. Yeah, it's working for Pennsbury, and maybe that's kind of like the new analytics.
Philly's got to look at that maybe.
You pack that lineup with your best hitters
As
at the 2 and the 3 spot.
As Ben Goldstein just shows us that they're losing 4-0.
That Phil's down?
Yeah, Phil's down. You can check the Phils on WBCB 1490 AM and 107.3 FM.
The 2-0 low, a wild pitch that goes back to the backstop, and the runners move up. Schaefer to third, Nelson up to second. So a chance for the Falcons, 3-0 to Zerniak. And now with 2 outs, they might be able to respond, tie this thing up with a base hit. Zerniak up high, takes the walk, and loads the bases for center fielder Charlie Cordisco.
Yeah, and Cordisco, after falling down on that play last inning, you know he'd like to make up for that here. Bases loaded, chance to maybe tie this game or even give the Falcons the lead.
And for Herbert, he's headed to Washington College, and the righty now on a little first inning jam. That one outside to Cordisco. Yeah, nice Military Appreciation Day ceremonies. They also mentioned Sam Ruda, who is now playing for Army, and sophomore Ryan Weber, who's a commit to West Point.
Oh,
That's a curveball that looked pretty good.
I'll tell you what, that one's right there. That looks good, but if you're the pitcher, that's nowhere where you want to put that kind of off-speed pitch. You got to throw that thing low, because you leave that thing up, that thing could get gapped or even worse, onto the street.
Comes with the fastball, delivers a strike, 2 balls and a strike.
My new favorite player's on deck, Jackson Freeman, because he's a golf captain.
A little bit off the plate there. We learned that on senior recognition night.
I'm a big golfer, so I love golf. PGA Championship this weekend.
I mean, WBCB Sports with Suburban 1 League Golf. 3-1. Popped up. Drifting over for it, second baseman Brian Curry. And Curry catches the pop-up and retires the Falcons in the first. So no runs. They do get a hit, and they leave the bases loaded. So a nice job by Herbert to strand 3. And we're through 1. 2-0 the score. Council Rock North in front here in the McCaffrey's Game of the Day.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Top of the second, at the plate for Council Rock North is Jack Hughes. Welcome back to Pennsbury High School. Ball comes up high from righty starter Connor McCluskey. Hughes, Peichel, and Riesenberger here in the top of the second for the Indians. That's in there. Look like Hughes waiting to see a strike. McCluskey got into a little trouble in the first. walking 2. And then those 2 batters would come around. The double off the bat of Brian Curry. Here's his 2-1. Popped up. Foul territory. McCloskey calling for it. And then maybe lost it. And I don't know, maybe Eric David was calling for it.
Yeah, I think it was a little confusion between the pitcher, first baseman, and catcher. But in a scenario like that, that's got to be either the first baseman or the catcher's ball. You don't let the pitcher go after that.
Yeah, it looked like David had a pretty clear eye on it. The 2-2, a bouncer to Tiroli. Gloves it with the backhand, strong throw in time to get Joe Hughes. So no harm on that missed foul pop as Joe Hughes grounds out to third.
Man, that is a tough play that he made routine looking. Saw that it was going to take that short hop, so either you got to charge it or you got to play back on it. He decided, I'm going to play back on it, backhand it, and he knew he had the arm strength to get it over there in time.
Peichel bunts through that high fastball. McCloskey gives a couple of nods. Swing and a miss on the 0-1.
He's had a good fastball today. He's been able to run it up in the zone pretty consistently, and Peichel looked like he was way late on that, so let's see if he goes right back to it.
The 0-2 lifted to short center. Coming in for it is Cordisco, and he gets under it in time and makes the catch for the second out in the top of the second.
Yeah, bounce back inning right here. That's what they need from Pennsbury.
And having some success here with the 7, 8, and now the 9 batter, Nolan Riesenberger, the third baseman for Council Rock North, steps in and takes one a little up and in. Talking about working the inside of the plate, kind of an intimidating pitch there from McCloskey. The 1-0 fouled straight back, a ball and a strike to Riesenberger.
I'll tell you what, I liked how in our pregame we were talking about Pennsbury and how they're able to work the zone, and you said Pennsbury's smart in how to nibble the zone. I love how you said nibble there.
The 1-1, a swing and a miss.
Just nibbling at the zone. I'm going to start using that.
Working the plate. What do
the
I hear
plate.
from you sometimes? Throwing on the black.
Oh,
paint.
You got to paint the corners.
Here's the 1-2 from McCloskey. Whew. Riesenberger thought twice about that one. Able to hold up.
When you're painting, you can't forget about the corners. You got to paint the corners.
Here's the 2-2. McCloskey gets him looking.
Ooh.
A 1-2-3 inning. Indians set down in order in the top of the second. McCaffrey's game of the day on WBCB. 2-0. Council Rock North in front of Pennsbury. You're listening to the McCaffrey's Food Market's game of the day. McCaffrey's, exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, and the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. And thanks for all of our sponsors making portions of today's game possible, including the parents of the Pennsbury Baseball Club. They want you to come out, continue to support these Falcons, putting together a great season. And today they've got some hoagies back there. Ben, what's that about? That Military Appreciation Day stuff. Maybe saying thank you to some of the military members who were here.
Yeah, it looks like some of the military members that came out, they got them some hoagies. I'm pretty hungry myself, so if there's some extras, might have to jump on that.
They're looking pretty darn good. As we go to the bottom of the second, and Herbert looked pretty good in that first inning, Jordan. You know, talking about nibbling and working the corners, that's a big key to the righty's effectiveness, and I thought he did a pretty nice job. You know, you look at what Zuckerman did. Flies out to center field, sends the ball a ways out there, but was disappointed that he made what he thought was a weaker contact than he should have, and that's the key for Council Rock North. They've been pitching to contact, trusting the defense, and that's what worked for Herbert.
Yeah, keeping these guys off balance, definitely something that Herbert's going to be looking to do. I mean, hey, he loaded up the bases, but he made the right pitches when he needed to and was able to put up a 0.
Right. At time, Jackson Freeman fouls it off. A ball and a strike to the Falcon left fielder. He'll be followed by Eric David and Tyler Boraski. Here comes the 1-1. Another foul ball. Mentioned that Eric David, first player in 50 years to win league titles in football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah, and speaking of that basketball title, we just had the captain, Todd Kozak, walk past us.
1-2 called, third strike. Freeman caught looking.
That was paint.
1 down. Little nibbling by Matt Herbert gets the call. And up to bat now, Eric David. I'm wondering if that's the first time in 50 years that Pennsbury has won a league title in football, basketball, and baseball in the same season. Because as David sends a pop-up to the right side, there's room there, and Joe Hughes makes the grab. Nice defense by Council Rock North. And 2 up, 2 down for the Falcons in the second.
Yeah, he may be the first player to do it in 50 years, but it's probably not the last time in the 50 years that's happened.
I don't know. I would think that there would have been somebody else who would have been a 3-sport athlete like that who, but I don't know. As now Ty Boraski, the Pennsbury catcher, takes a strike.
Tell you what, this pitcher loves his curveball.
Yeah, when you can throw it for a strike like you do right there, why not? As you said, it does look like that's hanging there.
Yeah.
You know, opportunity maybe for some Pennsbury batters. And this one is bounced to shortstop Quinn Erlinson, who grabs it, throws high, but Joe Hughes able to come down on the bag, or I don't know if he ever got off first base, but the out is recorded. Boraski grounds out. And the Falcons set down in order. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Herbert. And after 2 innings, still a 2-0 game. Council Rock in front. The McCaffrey's game of the day on WBCB.
WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Top of the third in the McCaffrey's game of the day. Here from Pennsbury High School, and for the Council Rock North Indians, top of the lineup, Quinn Erlinson up to bat. Struck out swinging his first time up, and McCluskey breaks one off and gets that one in the strike zone. A sunny and breezy day, kind of cool for this time of year. Ball one as that drops
I will
down
take this
low.
10 days out of 10.
Yeah, it's great out here. I'm ready to grab a sweatshirt or something. Low strike.
I could go hit some golf balls right about now. It's perfect weather. Ben laughs at me because I'm talking golf again.
You're a one-track mind, swing and a miss, and he got him. Erlinson couldn't couldn't hold up on that high fastball. The cheese.
The extra shot cheddar cheese. Extra stinky, please.
Up to bat now, Will Shabona. Line drive over the glove of Tiroli and out to left field. Shabona takes a turn, and now he heads back to first base. Well played by Jackson Freeman.
Man, a game of inches, and Tiroli's glove was just an inch taller. He probably would have caught that.
Boy, Shabona smoked that one. He's one of those guys for Council Rock North who I think plays football, basketball, baseball. I know he's a football, baseball guy.
Yeah.
Before the 2-0, they check on him at first. Jaden Tang got the Indians going in the top of the first as he was able to walk. He stole a base. Here he swings through the first one from McCloskey, this AB.
McCloskey working in the slide step there, trying to control the running game. Shabona was kind of dancing off of first, and wouldn't be surprised if Council Rock North put him in motion.
McCloskey, good little footwork there to try to pick off Shabona, but too quick. As the base runner's back, and now McCloskey is set to go. His 0-1 is lifted out to short center field. Cordisco on the run, and it falls. He throws to second, and they get the runner. Wow. So they are still able to get Shabona on the force out. The put out will go 8-4. And there's one down. Jaden Tang at first on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, they were fortunate there. Zuckerman going out, never saw it, and I think the wind definitely blew that ball all around, but just a heads-up play by Cordisco to have the wherewithal to fire it back into second and get the out.
And a line drive out to center field. This one is right at Cordisco, and he makes the catch. And that'll retire the Indians in the top of the third. Lucas Mullen line drive out to center field. And the Indians again held without a run. Still a 2-0 game here in the McCaffrey's game of the day. Indians on top of the Falcons. And today's game made possible by Jammer Doors and Windows. Spring is here, but today feels like, I guess I don't want to say it feels like a winter day, but it's a little chilly.
Yeah, a little chilly, but spring is here, and it's time to view the world through Jammer Doors and Windows, a family-owned and operated local business since Babe Ruth started playing for the Yankees in 1920. And today, Jammer continues to swat home run sales, service, and installation of garage doors and openers, entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows. Jammer Doors features Rainer garage doors, steel or aluminum, and crafted for dependable, long-lasting service. Jammer Doors and Windows do their own work and installation using no subcontractors, saving you money. Avoid the big box stores and save with Jammer Doors and Windows. Visit their showroom at 2850 Brunswick Pike, Business Route 1 in Lawrenceville. Their Yardley showroom open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. That's 215-493-7709.
All right, second time through for this Pennsbury Falcon lineup facing the righty Matt Herbert. Herbert comes into this inning, he's thrown 32 pitches so far, so pretty good job.
Yeah, and
here through a couple of innings.
I think, especially going with the second time around, look out for these big bats for Pennsbury. Zuckerman, Tiroli, Schaefer. This Council Rock North pitcher's throwing a lot of high off-speed pitches, and if one of these big guys can get one of those bats on there, this game could be changed very quickly momentum-wise. And
Yeah, if they can pick up on what you're seeing, Gus, again, some hanging, breaking pitches.
For somebody who used to play baseball, those were some of my favorite pitches, a high off-speed pitch. You get a nice bat to ball on that thing's going to go far. Or in the gap, whatever you want, depending on how hard you can hit. I couldn't hit home runs.
Well, they do have some activity now in the bullpen for Council Rock North. It's right there. Winding, firing. Missing a little bit wide to Schaefer, who worked a walk his first time up. Takes ball 2. I mean, Schaefer is really that prototypical leadoff guy. Great speed, a good eye. He's comfortable taking pitches, and he's comfortable up there when it's a 2-strike count. That's something you want in your leadoff hitter. I mean, just a great table setter, and he's done a good job for Pennsbury. You mentioned their success. Starts at the top, 2-1, down low.
Yeah, and I think if you need to be a good leadoff hitter, the one thing you have to be really good at is to be able to work a count. Not be able to just get on base or have a good eye, but to work a count. Foul some pitches off. Make the pitcher work a little bit extra there.
Runs this count deep. He was open for a walk there. I think that was close to being off the plate.
But this is exactly what you want from a leadoff man. He's working the count, full count. Next pitch is going to be a really deciding pitch.
The 3-2 taken to right field, and a diving catch is made out there.
Man, wow.
Nick DiGiacomo.
Heck of a play.
He got close to it, and then it looked like the ball just kind of dipped and died on him and required him to dive for it, and he gets it in the glove for out number 1.
Yeah, he didn't take a great route to that ball. I think the wind just playing tricks on some of these outfielders, but he made up for it with a fantastic play, and that's a big first out, not allowing the leadoff man to get on with Zuckerman and Tiroli coming up next.
And here is Zuck, first pitch swinging, grounds it through the left side of the infield for a base hit.
I called it. You watch out for these off-speed pitches. You already went through the lineup once. You saw he's thrown a lot of them. Zuckerman, Tiroli, Schaefer, they're going to see one of these off-speed, and they're going to put good bat to ball. And you saw right there, Zuckerman didn't do too much with that off-speed pitch, just trying to hit it through the hole right there, and now he's on base.
And Tiroli takes the first pitch. The other thing about that Zuckerman at bat, he was up there to swing, and he saw what he needed to see from Herbert first time up, and saw one that he liked. Base hit. That's a nice looking pitch as it breaks into the zone. 1-1 count to Tiroli.
You're always taught as a hitter to wait fastball and adjust to off-speed pitch. But Zuckerman, that at bat, he knew he was waiting off-speed pitch all day, and he got first pitch off-speed.
1-1. That's a fastball that's taken to center field. Back-to-back base hits. Tiroli at first. Zuckerman's got to stop at second. And with 1 down, there's 2 on for L.J. Nelson.
That was a good piece of hitting there by Tiroli. Got a fastball in the inside part of the plate and just was able to put that good swing on it, and wasn't super hard contact, kind of jammed him a little bit, but he found the hole.
Think we're getting a bunt here?
I mean, the number of bunts from the cleanup spot in this Pennsbury team has been crazy, and we mentioned it earlier in L.J. Nelson's first at-bat, but now I think he's swinging away with 1 down and 2 on.
Corners are in.
Takes a first pitch strike from Herbert. And Herbert's run into some trouble, but as Jordan said, he's made the pitches that he's needed to get out of some situations, and he's called on that to do it again here in the third.
Ooh, good stop by the catcher there.
Yeah, Lucas Mullen blocking that one, keeping it in front of him. And who knows how much further Matt Herbert is going to go, as they got somebody warming up out there for the Indians. Herbert shook one off and now delivers the 1-1. Comes with the heater and gets that past Nelson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, Herbert shaking off a couple. Has his pitch, but time called by Nelson. Little gamesmanship. Trying to work just for his best pitch. And with Council Rock North up 2-0, chance for Pennsbury. And that is lifted and will go behind us, foul, out of play.
Uh-oh. Better call him Mako.
Right into the parking lot. He might have gotten...
That's why I parked in the far corner.
Got to get the body work done. All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Nelson swinging away. He's got Tiroli and Zuckerman aboard. And takes a breaking ball that misses from Herbert.
Yeah, and the thing about it, the way LJ Nelson approaches every at-bat, he could be like a prototypical leadoff man, too. He's really good at working the count, has speed, can put bat on ball, and to top it all off, he's a bunting machine.
Yeah, he's an artist with the bunt. He's proven that throughout this season. But now count runs full to Nelson. And Herbert delivers. Popped up on the infield. Pitcher calling for it, and Matt Herbert will make the grab for the second out.
That was a pretty calm play by Herbert. Looked like he's done it 1,000 times before.
And brings Zerniak up to the plate. Yeah, I think it was Kevin Stocker the other day who was talking about, pitchers, they don't have the ability to bat flip. So when they can make a play like that where make it all nonchalant and those little ground balls that they get bounced back to them, do it with some style. In there for a strike. Zerniak didn't like the call, but
yeah, neither did Coach Pacey, shaking his head, letting him know that's not you, that's not you.
Two on, 2 down. The 0-1 is fouled back, and Herbert jumps in front of Zerniak. So Herbert in front of the batter. He's set. The 0-2 a little low. Good recognition of the strike zone by Zerniak. But he's got to be careful here. Got to protect with the 1-2. Herbert looks back, checks Zuckerman.
Oh.
And another close one. And another good take by Zerniak.
Man, oh man, that pitch making me make noises over here. Oh, wow. That really nibbled the zone, as Chris would say.
He's nibbling.
That's a hard
Effective.
one. I don't know how you swing on that in a 2-strike count.
The 2-2 tipped into the glove of Mullen. Zerniak strikes out. And Matt Herbert again makes the pitches that he needs to get out of some trouble. Falcons strand 2 in the third. They get a couple of hits, but they are still held scoreless. Council Rock North in front 2-0. And we're through 3 in the McCaffrey's game of the day.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
Today's Pennsbury baseball game brought to you in part by the parents of the Pennsbury Baseball Club. Come on out, support the Falcons, and enjoy today's game or the next time we're here at Vic Napolitano Field. Big thanks to the Pennsbury community for all of the support for Pennsbury Baseball from the Pennsbury Baseball Club, the parents of the Pennsbury Baseball Club. And they hope you're enjoying today's game as McCluskey back to work in the top of the fourth, and he hits him. Brian Curry takes it on the elbow, and he's headed to first here to start the fourth inning.
Yeah, McCluskey has done a nice job of settling in, and the fastball command has been a big part of that. Not right there, though, as that one kind of got away from him.
Yeah, the control problems he had in the first inning led to 2 Council Rock North runs, and it was Curry, maybe a little payback right there as he hits him on the elbow, but Curry delivering the 2-run blow on the double that he launched out to center field. Now DiGiacomo struck out swinging. Awaits the 0-1, and before the pitch, they throw over and chase Curry back to first. The 0-1 bunt shown. McCloskey comes out, grabs it, flips to first, and gets him just in time with James Schaefer covering the bag. The sacrifice is good. Curry gets the second, but now 1 down, and Joe Hughes up to bat.
Yeah, good job by McCloskey after the little bit of a bobble he had on that play to just stick with it and make the flip, but that's what DiGiacomo was trying to do. Get that runner over to second, and now another opportunity for Council Rock North.
And that opportunity improves as it's a wild pitch that gets past Boraski. And so Curry now at third with 1 down. So now even a long fly ball here for Joe Hughes could add a run to the Council Rock North lead. Swing and a miss, though. Hughes whiffs at that one. A ball and a strike, and that's bunted foul down the third baseline.
I'm losing my tissues.
Looked like they were trying to do a little safety squeeze there, or a sacrifice squeeze.
Oh no.
Yeah, all your napkins are blowing around.
Yeah,
Gus.
man, I'm in a 12-round fight with allergies right now, and I'm losing.
The 1-2. Fouled back. You just got to keep fighting. You're not knocked out yet. Game 7, I sent you a text in the first half. I was like, oh, man, this is a heavyweight fight. I didn't realize we were going to get knocked out. The 1-2 skips up there for a ball. I don't want to get into it. All right, I shouldn't even have brought it up.
Yeah, I'm still sad.
The whole heavyweight fight thing reminded me of how I was feeling in the first half.
Yeah, the first half was great. The second half, not so much.
Then it was a heavyweight fight, but the kind where, like, you're laying on the canvas. 2-2. Popped up, back behind the plate. Boraski looking for it. Looks like he had it identified and then lost it. And a second chance for Hughes. Now, earlier there was a foul pop that was missed by Pennsbury, but a subsequent ground out by Council Rock North. Here, a ground ball could result in a Council Rock North run, so we'll see if Hughes makes him pay. The 2-2, swing and a miss, struck him out at the plate. The ball hits the ground, and Boraski's got to tag him out. So a big put out by pitcher Connor McCloskey as he gets Hughes for out number 2. And now at the plate for Council Rock North is Johnny Mulder. Pinch hitting for Peichel. Takes ball 1 from McCloskey. That was McCloskey's 61st pitch. And he misses on the 1-0. What's that breakdown right now? 52 pitches. 62 pitches, 27 strikes, 23 balls. And he's got 5 strikeouts. He's walked 1 and hit a batter. 2-0 in there for a strike. No, he's got 2 walks. Yeah. 2 walks, and he did hit Curry to start this inning. Curry at third, dancing around, and ball 3 at the plate. Ball 4 at the plate, and Johnny Mulder heads the first. So walk number 3 issued by McCloskey.
Yeah, and all of them have been with 2 outs. Now the 2 back in the first inning came around to score. Never want to be walking guys with 2 outs, especially when you're trailing and just trying to get out of this inning.
And now at the plate is Riesenberger. Riesenberger got caught looking his first time up. McCloskey gives a nod. The 0-1 fouled back towards the Little Leaguers. Well, now getting late in the season, and I was looking at it. It looks like both Pennsbury baseball and softball will be here on campus on May 24th for district playoff games. The 0-2 sent to right, short right field. In for it is Nelson, and he makes the grab. So a big put out there as they get Riesenberger on the flyout. And they keep it a 2-0 game. Council Rock North held without a run in the 4th. And let's see, they don't get a hit either. All their base runners were free passes. And so we're through 3.5. Council Rock in front of Pennsbury here in Suburban 1 League Patriot Division action. All right, Ben, you're up. What do we got here? DiLorenzo's. Oh, yeah, I don't have a microphone for you. It's a small matter. We'll rectify here.
DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza on 8919 New Falls Road, Levittown, owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo.
All right. I don't think anybody is looking up this address, Ben. 8919 New Falls Road. I mean, that's where they're located. Who even cares about an address anymore? I guess, like, you might Google it. But I recommend you go with 89.
What'd I say?
19. 8919 or 8919. Something that seems like a tongue twister, but 8919.
All right, we'll go from the top.
Right.
We'll go from the top again.
Hit it.
DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza on 8919 New Falls Road, Levittown, owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo. Tyler uses the exact same recipes that his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie or other gourmet pizzas, including their mustard pie. Soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, and homemade pasta dishes, all served in a very safe, clean environment. Eat in or take out. Call 215-943-2605. Again, that's 215-943-2605.
2605. Right? Boom. Down low to Cordisco. Cordisco, Freeman, David here for the Falcons in the bottom of the 4th.
Thanks, Ben, for keeping my headset warm there.
The 1-0 up and in. So 2 straight outside of the zone for Cordisco as Matt Herbert back out there for another inning of work. And here's Hines, 57, his 57th. And that's sent on a line out to center. Shabona with a dive, can't come up with it, and it's going to roll all the way to the fence. Around second, And sliding into third is Charlie Cordisco with a leadoff triple.
Boy, he was flying on that one. Maybe not the smartest play by Shabona and center to dive for it. Missed it by a good foot or two, and Jackson Freeman was off to the races. Or Cordisco, excuse me.
And now at the plate, Jackson Freeman, he got caught looking his first time up. The only backwards K and the only K of the day for Herbert. This one is sent on a little looping weak line drive to second baseman Brian Curry, and he makes the play. 1 down.
There you go, another case where Herbert able to make a pitch that he needed with the Falcons threatening, obviously still nowhere near out of this inning, but a big first out picked up.
And now up to bat, Eric David, who had a fly out to first baseman Joe Hughes back in the second inning. That's a line drive out to center field, and it will drop for a base hit. An RBI for Eric David as he drives in Charlie Cordisco, and it's now a 2-1 game as Pennsbury cuts into the Council Rock North lead.
Eric David making the most of his varsity start here with the single to cut it to 1.
So he's at first for catcher Tyler Boraski. Boraski with a ground out to short, his only time up today, and bounces this one foul as he takes a cut at that first pitch.
I know it's in the major leagues, but I like to think it's just in baseball general, but the third time through a lineup, the pitcher always tends to have more issues. So with the leadoff man coming up on deck with James Schaefer, it'll be interesting to see how this Pennsbury team does the third time around.
Boraski falls behind, and Herbert gives a nod to Mullen. Kicks and fires, and it's a foul ball. Out of play.
I'll tell you what, right now the plan looks like they're being aggressive. They've been swinging early and swinging often in this inning. Maybe not, I mean, obviously 2 strikes right here, but trying to get to that fastball just because Herbert's curveball has been so good today.
Taken out to left, or actually short left field, and drifting back is shortstop Quinn Erlinson, and he catches Boraski's fly ball. 2 down in the 4th. And yeah, third time through now, Gus, so we'll see what the Falcons can do as James Schaefer will get his 3rd plate appearance. We also saw some activity with Council Rock North warming some guys up in the bullpen. Right now, it's quiet out there, but I wouldn't be surprised if, because it's the 3rd time through, and give it another shot for Schaefer, Zuckerman, Tiroli to see Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert might be on a short leash though here in this.
I'd say so. Then again, Herbert, you know, Coach Schramm was telling me he's been out there for a lot of innings. He is their go-to guy, and on a day where they got to win to get in.
Need a win.
You don't want to stray too far from the formula, and that's included Herbert for a lot of their success. The righty set the 1-0 pitch. Inside strike as Schaefer bend out of the way of that one. He thought that was in off the plate. 1-1 count to him.
Yeah, it looked a little inside, but then again, he could be crowding the plate. We don't really have the best view over here. Oh!
Rips that one right to Pacey.
That a boy, Coach.
He made that play calm. Again, like he's done it 1,000 times. I wonder if that's something he practices.
Keller Bradley right now warming up for Pennsbury.
Ooh. Interesting.
Maybe want to get him some work before district, since a week away from their first game, trying to just keep him loose.
Time called at the plate by Schaefer. 1-2 pitch, curveball, grounded. Erlinson at short will go over to Brian Curry, who covers second. And they force the runner out there and retire the Falcons in the fourth. But the Falcons do get their first run of the day, cut the lead in half. It's now a 2-1 game here in the McCaffrey's Game of the Day. Council Rock North in front of Pennsbury. It's the McCaffrey's Game of the Day. McCaffrey's Food Markets in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, and the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. All right, coming back with more high school baseball here on the WBCB Sports Network.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
All right, we go to the fifth, a 2-1 game. Council Rock North in front. McCloskey back on the hill for Pennsbury. And for Council Rock North, this is going to be the third time through that they see the Pennsbury starter, Quinn Erlinson, back up to bat for the Indians. Erlinson 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Couldn't hold off that McCloskey fastball last time. This time, able to check the swing. But that high fastball, a little too tempting for Erlinson. 1-0. Takes one right down the heart of the plate. The 1-1. Nice looking breaking ball. And Erlinson falls behind. A ball and 2 strikes. Some nasty stuff there. That's the 1-2 comes in, down low.
Gotta believe McCloskey's coming back here with some fastballs. That's how he's been able to get Erlinson twice. Trying to give him the hat trick.
Here comes his 2-2. Lined out to center for a base hit. Cordisco will play it on a hop out there. And Erlinson, a leadoff base runner here in the top of the fifth.
Credit to Erlinson there. He knew a fastball was coming, knowing that he had struck out twice previously on that pitch, and just did a great job going, reaching out, poking that one into center. It was a well-located pitch on the outside corner, but a better piece of hitting.
Shabona turns to bunt, lays it down the first base line. David will flip to Schaefer, who covers the bag. And they get Shabona at first, but the sacrifice is good. Erlinson moves up to second. And with one down, Jaden Tang up to bat.
You know, I'm all for just a little underhand toss to first base. Eric David tossed that underhand from like halfway down the first baseline. That was amazing. Looking like a softball pitcher there, having to put some juice on that one.
And there was a little lob on it. I was wondering if it was going to get there in time. First pitch swinging is Tang. Lifts it high into the air. Zuckerman under it. And the Pennsbury shortstop makes the catch. Tang pops out.
Man, that thing was like a mile high. Those things can be tough, though, because the spin in the air and it can catch like a jet stream up there. Those high pop-ups are always difficult.
So after Tang pops out, it's catcher Lucas Mullen. Mullen with a walk, and he scored one of the 2 Council Rock North runs. Both of their runs coming in the first inning. McCloskey bounces that up there. A nice stop by Baraski. Smothered that one right in front of him. And kept Erlinson at second. The 1-0. in there for a strike. All right, I almost hesitate to even bring it up, but baseball, all the little particularities and little stats that are out there with baseball. So McCloskey comes set with the 1-1 and delivers down low. Well, on Saturday night, right, we had a situation where I forget who it was at that point. It might have been McCloskey, but somebody struck out the side, right? And Jordan says, oh, you don't strike out the side if you don't get them all in order. Well, that's called striking out the side in order.
Yeah.
Whereas you struck out the side because you got all 3 outs through strikeout.
It was a big
That's the side of the inning.
Big controversy that night.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is they had this conversation on ESPN a couple years ago.
Well, why are you listening to ESPN?
Well, because they do Sunday Night Baseball, and on there was...
And like, did people have a difference of opinion?
Yeah, and I believe it was Tim Kirkjian, obviously baseball insider for ESPN, that brought up the fact that striking out the side is striking out going down 1, 2, 3.
That's striking out the side in order. Tim Kirkjian was wrong.
And it's actually funny because if you go on Google, and it depends on the website you look at, some agree with you, Chris, that it's just 3 strikeouts in an inning.
Right, and then
some go the other way.
The other ones are wrong.
I think we have to
here comes the
get
3-1.
some MLB.com in here.
No, we don't. I'm telling you. In foul territory, Eric David reaches out the glove, and he can't make the grab. That's the 3rd foul pop that the Falcons have not been able to get. I mean, that was a tough one. Yeah, I mean, Ben's showing me a website that sides with my thinking.
Yeah, I could create a website, though, to side with anything.
Right. Well, we got a 3-2 count at the plate. A second opportunity for Lucas Mullen now. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Mullen with a good at-bat. And he heads to first with 2 down. And Brian Curry steps up to bat. And now a courtesy runner for catcher Lucas Mullen comes in. Number 24 now at first base for them. And 28, right? Yeah. 28? Anybody? 28? We got a roster here.
I don't think anybody knows who this is. I don't even think the coach does.
The numbers are out of order, but with all the numbers that are listed,
there's no 28.
Nah, you are correct, Gus.
Such a darn shame.
You are correct, sir.
We'll call him Claude Giroux. Does he know 28?
I like it.
Okay.
Claude Giroux's number.
Jason Worth?
Trying to think of an Eagle 28. Had to be like a DB or a running back.
Yeah, one of those running backs.
I want to say Wendell Smallwood, but he wasn't important enough.
Ball gets past Baraski, and the runners move into scoring position. Second and third for Council Rock North.
There we go. Ben Goldstein looking it up to great Anthony Harris for the Eagles. I forgot he played on the Eagles, honestly.
Ben's like our executive producer because he's like always getting the good information for us. The 1-0 ripped out to left field. One will score for Council Rock North. They're going to send the other runner, and the throw will be cut off. A 2-run single. And Brian Curry is making them pay big time. He has driven in all 4 Council Rock North runs. This time it's Erlinson.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, you said in the pregame, this is a team that it's pretty much a win and get in, and they are playing just like that. They are absolutely ripping the cover off the ball today.
Yeah, all their runs have come with 2 outs as well. And those 2 out runs given up are backbreaking for obviously any team giving up those runs, and the Falcons have now done it 4 times. Credit to Council Rock North, though, able to put together really good at-bats with 2 outs.
Here comes the 0-1. In there for a strike. Anyway, real quick, just to circle back to striking out the side in order or not striking out the side in order. If the people you're working with say strike out the side, ball down low, the runner goes. Brian Curry steals second. The ball goes out to center field, and he'll pick up another bag as he slides into third base. And that's an overthrow, but a backup by McCluskey will hold Curry to third. And now in a 4-1 game, Council Rock North with a runner 90 feet from home.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really see why Boraski threw that ball there. I don't think he had a chance at all with that runner at second with that ball getting in the dirt. And if he doesn't throw that ball, then that runner doesn't go to third. So a lot of unnecessary errors by Pennsbury.
The 1-2 to Giacomo, and he goes for the high fastball, strikes out for the third out in the inning. But Council Rock North doing damage, 2 more runs to make it a 4-1 game. They get those 2 runs on 2 hits. And we are through 4.5 innings of high school baseball, and it's a 3-run lead for Council Rock North over the Pennsbury Falcons. And Jordan, you had some practice with this one earlier. Jammer Doors and Windows helping to make portions of today's game possible. And I know Lou Jammer, and he sides with me when it comes to how the terminology of baseball. He just, whatever I say, he agrees with, and maybe you should do the same.
Well, that's unconfirmed. However, what is confirmed is that spring is here, and it's time to view the world through Jammer Doors and Windows. It's a family-owned and operated local business since Babe Ruth started playing for the Yankees in 1920. And today, Jammer continues to swat home run sales, service, and installation of garage doors and openers, entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows. Jammer Doors features Rainer garage doors, steel or aluminum, and crafted for dependable, long-lasting service. Jammer Doors and Windows do their own work and installation using no subcontractors, saving you money. Avoid the big box stores and save with Jammer Doors and Windows. Visit their showroom at 2850 Brunswick Pike, Business Route 1, Lawrenceville, or their Yardley showroom, open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. That's 215-493-7709.
Yeah, I love those little things about baseball terminology. And the other day, you brought up something interesting. One of the games we were doing, the pitcher had a throwing error. And you suggested that maybe the runs would not be earned runs because the error was caused by the pitcher, or were you saying they would have been earned runs?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure about that, but I did go in and check, and it is counted like
fly ball to left.
An error on the pitcher is counted.
And they can't make the play out there. And Zuckerman will cruise into second. Looked like the ball was there for Peichel. I mean, that ball was a major league fly ball, Gus, as far as the distance and how it carried. And then you add the wind in, and Peichel, I think he thought he had it, but he can't make the play.
Just like I said earlier, with those really high pop-ups, you can have some really crazy spin on it. It goes up there, catches a jet stream or something. And they could just do a million different things up there. And obviously, you see there, the ball had its own tricks in mind.
Yeah, and real quick, Chris, just to put a bow on that whole earned run thing.
Yeah.
An error on the pitcher is counted as just like an error on any other fielder. So an error on the pitcher would be an unearned run.
But I appreciate your, you wonder if the pitcher was the person who caused the error. Maybe it has a different scoring designation and. All right, Pennsbury here looking to mount a charge, and a ground ball as Tiroli hits it to Erlinson. Erlinson throws across to get Tiroli one down.
Also, Chris wanted to bring it up just for our viewers at home. We had mentioned earlier Phillies were down 4-0. Guess what? It's tied now, 4-4.
Nice job, Phil's fight back in that one.
Yeah, Bryson Stott has a homer.
You can catch them on WBCB on 1490 AM or 107.3 FM.
All right, now up to bat L.J. Nelson, who had a bunt base hit and also a fly out to the pitcher. Bats with a runner in scoring position. That's Zuckerman, and they nearly have him picked off, but the throw is low and skips past Erlinson, and unfortunately looked like that throw clanked off of Zuckerman, and yeah, he's shaken up.
I think his hand got jammed or something. There was like a collision.
And there it looks like he's just shaking off that hand. The other thing we were talking about the other day wasn't it Real Muto had a similar base running thing where he jammed his pinky.
Sliding into third, yeah. Thankfully he didn't break it, but anytime you slide head first back into a base, especially in a play like that where the throw was so close, let's just hope maybe the ball just hit him coming in and he just got a nice little bruise.
Yeah, he pointed to his elbow as Ben is letting us know.
So classic fastball right off the elbow. That's never fun. Funny bone. It's not so funny.
Well, they nearly got him. He was leaning to third base, and he was like halfway between second and third when that pickoff throw came in. And fortunately for Pennsbury, it was low off the mark.
I'll tell you what, though, for the score of this game and how it's come out so far, Pennsbury's been very, very sloppy offensively, defensively, and base running.
Have an opportunity maybe to turn that all around in the bottom of the fifth here with one on and at the plate, taking up high is Nelson. Yeah, Military Appreciation Day. Before we started the action, the 1-0 is taken down low by Nelson. Had a nice pregame ceremony with some of the family members of the Pennsbury baseball team recognized for their military service. And then JV coach Connor Ward throwing out a ceremonial first pitch. The 2-0 again breaks outside. Ball 3 to Nelson. And that hits him. Nelson hit by the pitch. And there's 2 on, 1 down for DH Jordan Zerniak.
Yeah, now another great opportunity for Pennsbury to claw closer in this game. It seems almost every inning they've had at least 2 runners on, but only the 1 run home, and you know Jordan Zerniak wants to change that.
Council Rock North realigning their infield a little bit, bringing their center field in a touch. Zerniak with a walk and a strikeout for his efforts at the plate today. But a big chance for the DH here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 down, 2 on. Cordisco waiting on deck. Herbert delivers, and nice pitch there. Zerniak swings over top of it. Pitch number 75 coming from Herbert, and it's dribbled down the first base line, picked up there by Hughes, and he'll take it to the bag unassisted for the second out. But L.J. Nelson moves up to second, Zuckerman to third, and with 2 down, 2 in scoring position, it's center fielder Charlie Cordisco.
Herbert continues to work weak contact when he's needed it, and now he's going to have to do it one more time against Cordisco, who has one of the few hard hit balls for the Falcons in this game on that triple his last time up.
Yeah, launched the triple,
Oh,
and a
balk.
balk is called. And so the Falcons will plate a run as Zuckerman comes in from third to make it 4-2.
Herbert not happy with that call. It did
LJ
look like he might have flinched a little.
LJ Nelson there goes to third base, and Coach Schramm comes in to get an explanation from the home plate umpire. So that's the first run all season I've seen come in by way of the balk. And the Falcons get a little closer in the bottom of the fifth and still threaten with a runner at third, 2 outs, and Cordisco ready to go. Herbert delivers, and that's taken into the gap in left center. And Cordisco comes in to make it a 4-3 game. An RBI off the bat, Nelson comes in to make it 4-3, and Cordisco with the RBI.
Falcons coming out here a lot more aggressive recently, and Cordisco able to line that one in the gap, so able to break that little weak contact streak, and now he represents the tying run.
And he's at first for left fielder Jackson Freeman. Freeman 0 for 2 so far today, and time is called. And Cordisco asking for time at first. And gets a quick talking to and ready to go again. The 1-0 from Herbert. Freeman fouls it straight back. One ball, one strike. We mentioned how Herbert's kind of a finesse pitcher. He's got to use the corners, got to nibble a little bit to be as effective as possible. And in a jam, the 1-0, the breaking ball stays high. But here now, the third time through, the Falcons doing some damage. The 2-1 popped up and back behind us out of play. So that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. And it's tipped into the glove of Mullen. A strikeout for Matt Herbert. And he sets the Falcons down in the 5th. But Pennsbury with 2 runs to get to within a run. It's now a 4-3 game. The Falcons get their 2 runs on 2 hits. They also had a runner or a batter hit by a pitch in the inning. And so now we're through 5 complete, a 4-3 game in the McCaffrey's game of the day. Looks like a pitching change for the Pennsbury Falcons. And we'll be right back to Vic Napolitano Field in just a little bit.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
Welcome back to Pennsbury High School, top of the 6th, here in a 4-3 game, McCaffrey's game of the day. Coming your way on WBCB, Chris Ermer with Gus Barber, Jordan Hirsch, and Ben Goldstein. And here for the Indians in the 6th, they got their 7, 8, and 9 hole batters appearing against Keller Bradley, the freshman on the mound. He takes over for senior Connor McCluskey. McCluskey today, 5 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits. He threw 87 pitches overall. Pretty good breakdown, 37 strikes, 33 balls. He struck out 6 while walking 4 and hit 1 batter with a pitch. And those control problems were some of the undoing of McCluskey in this game. And then also there were some chances for his defense to come up with some plays. And so the second chance opportunities Indians have capitalized on. And a pinch hitter here to lead off the inning. Let's see if we got this guy's number. Yeah, Noah Hoskins at the plate. And Weber goes to warm up for the Falcons in the bullpen. First pitch strike.
Which makes sense, trying to get Keller some work to try to keep him warm, but don't want to overexert him or anything. So.
Yeah, especially with a week off after this game.
Yeah.
It's windy here.
Yeah, picks up a bit as Bradley delivers strike 2. Hoskins to be followed by Peichel. The 0-2 popped up. Baraski giving it a run and a look and can't quite grab that one.
That was the closest one we probably got all year.
And that was right up against the net, but at the ball that, Baraski had a shot at.
42.
And, what's that, the 4th foul pop that the Falcons
Like the
had a
4th
play
or 5th
on.
one.
As Jake Ruppel going out to the bullpen for Council Rock North. Called 3rd strike. Hoskins goes down looking.
Not Reese.
Just nibbling that corner right there.
Reese would never go down looking.
He does all the time. Or he'll swing at an off-speed pitch that's already in the catcher's mitt.
Got some Reese Hoskins haters over here.
I'm not a Reese Hoskins hater. I love Reese. I call it how I see it, though.
Johnny Mulder now falls behind Keller Bradley. And the freshman righty shakes off one from Baraski and delivers that one kind of cutting in.
Yeah, 2-seamer that just kept cutting in.
Mulder had to bend out of the way of that one.
2-seam, extra seam, please.
Wouldn't that just be a 4-seam?
Here comes the 1-1. All right, go back to the reference where I said if the people who you're working with say it's a 4-seam, just go with it.
Well, Gus said 2-seam with extra seam.
Yeah, well, it was ridiculous, but you just go with it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, he got him.
This is why I love working with Chris. He just goes with my malarkey.
Well, now you got to do the ew on that one. I mean, that was some nasty stuff. And we heard that coming out of the Pennsbury dugout. That's what all the Falcons, I don't know what they exclaim or they it's like they have an outburst.
Ooh, a 2-out
At the plate
bunt.
there, Riesenberger takes a strike. Well, the Falcons now have gotten this one within a run. Coming back, they were down at 1.2 zip. Mac wins the race to get the foul ball.
Mac Pacey, the greatest bat boy in the country. Phillies hit our line.
Here comes the 0-2. It's down low. I mean, you're right, Jordan. If you have one seam and then you add another seam, or what if
Well, if you 2-seam and then you add extra seam, there's no such thing as a 3-seam.
I guess there could be. That's Gus just invented it. The 1-2. Here comes the three-seamer. Called third strike. We got to ask Keller Bradley about that in our DiLorenzo's wrap-up here.
Is a three-seamer like the sweeper?
Yeah, how did you come up with that three-seamer? That was awesome. Well, he strikes out the side in order. Getting the Falcons through the 6th.
Hear that, Jordan? In order.
We're through 5.5 now in the McCaffrey's game of the day, a 4-3 score between the Pennsbury Falcons and Council Rock North Indians. All right, hold on. Let me see. Let's get Ben. Nope. Ooh, this is good for you.
All right. More than securing your home or business, BAI Security in Yardley now offers medical alerts for seniors. Trip or fall or homebound, these are the same medical alerts you see advertised on TV, but now available from BAI Security and monitored locally 24/7 by BAI Security. BAI Security also offers fire extinguishers sales, maintenance and inspection of fire extinguishers for complete security, including wireless security systems, remote systems, fire alarm systems, carbon monoxide systems, and now medical alert systems. Call BAI Security in Lower Bucks at 215-493-1414. That's 215-493-1414. Or visit BAInow.com. That's BAInow.com.
You know, I think out of today's game, Gus and Jordan, Coach Pacey is going to take a look at a lot of things that his team didn't do right, and there are a lot of coachable moments coming out of this one. But for the Falcons at this point, it's better to learn when you win than to learn when you lose. So why not come from behind now?
Yeah.
I mean, they've got it to within a run, and this one is certainly within reach.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to make any kind of mistakes, you want to make them in a game like today, not in the playoffs next week.
And when you can win making a bunch of mistakes, that's another thing that can kind of lift this team up, already feeling pretty good about themselves. Herbert delivers, and Eric David fouls it back behind us. All right, so we are back to action, bottom of the 6th here from Vic Napolitano Field. The 0-1, a curveball, and David fouls that one off. Well, we mentioned in our Trentonian pregame show that Council Rock North coming in riding a 6-game win streak, playing some of their best baseball, and we've seen that today. But the Falcons also playing very well, and they're looking to come from behind. A slow start, not a great defensive effort so far for Pennsbury as Eric David grounds that to Erlinson at shortstop. And Quinn Erlinson makes the play, one down in the 6th. And now Tyler Boraski up to bat. Boraski 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. Both of those putouts made by shortstop Quinn Erlinson today. Matt Herbert winds and fires and misses a little low. That one his 85th pitch of the day. 85 pitches for Herbert. He has struck out 3 while walking 2. And in a little danger of walking Boraski here as he misses with the first 2. Three straight they're missing. Now time is called as where'd that ball come from?
The bullpen.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned sophomore Ryan Weber warming up for Pennsbury. We saw Keller Bradley get a little bit of work. It looks like probably Weber's coming in for the 7th. The 3-0 in there.
Boraski taking all the way there, and you wonder if maybe he'll take all the way again here. Top of the lineup, due up after him.
Well, not really a competitive pitch as it's low. And an easy take for Boraski. Ball 4, he walks. They're going to send Mercura over to first base to run for the Pennsbury catcher. And now 3rd time up. This will be 4th time at the plate here for Schaefer today.
It's not very often you get to face the same pitcher 4 times, and I'll be interested to see what Schaefer's approach is here.
That's a good location of that pitch by Herbert.
Just a nice little nibble.
Nibble in that
zone.
Corner down and in, and they throw over, and Mercora ended up being kind of a close play, but Mercora back to first. Again, he's running for catcher Tyler Boraski. 0-1. Sent out to left center. Over to get it, center fielder Will Shabona makes the play out there. And there's 2 down for Ryan Zuckerman.
Looks like they're going to stick with Herbert here to face Zuckerman for the 4th time, and this is a huge spot, obviously, in this game. Zuckerman representing the go-ahead run.
All right, Zuckerman, this is my dog, right? Is that the Pennsbury thing? I mean, this guy is awesome. We mentioned the Falcons with league titles, football, basketball, and baseball, and league titles in basketball and baseball would not have happened without this guy. That's in there for a strike.
Yeah, especially on the basketball season. The contribution that he brought to that team this past year was amazing. And one of the main reasons why they named him MVP of the season.
Herbert's in front of him, and the 0-2 is pounded foul. You mentioned earlier he's a Pitt commit, going to play for the University of Pittsburgh, a baseball player next year for them, and a highly recruited addition to their program. But, man, the sky is the limit for this guy.
Yeah, very excited to see where his athletic career takes him.
The 0-2 off the end of the bat. And, you know, I know some high school broadcasters are all like, "Oh, where's this guy going?" And I'm not like I can't scout talent at all like some people claim to be able to do. Here comes the 0-2 from Herbert. But I mean, I would think this guy would get some looks, maybe even as a youngster in the Major League Baseball draft. I mean, I don't know how deep those go. I don't know the kind of talent pool that we're talking about. The 1-2. Takes strike 3. Too close to take there. Zuckerman struck out looking. He's rung up for the 3rd out here in the 6th. So we go to the 7th and a 4-3 game. That time Zuckerman not able to come up with the heroics. And so through 6, coming back with more high school baseball in just a moment here on the WBCB Sports Network.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
All right, welcome back to Pennsbury High School as we go to the 7th. You know, it's been a ton of fun broadcasting Pennsbury athletics throughout this season, in large part because of Gus and Ben and Jordan and the attitude and the fun that we have. Hopefully everyone else is having a good time enjoying the broadcast today. But it's been a blast. I'm looking forward to the playoffs and some more good games coming down the road. And Ben, you're just a freshman, so hopefully you'll be back with us next year for high school football and everything we do on WBCB when we're here on Pennsbury's campus. And Jordan, I know you're going to be at Rider University soon, but that's not too far from here and close enough that you can be a part of everything we do at BCB.
As long as you guys like me, I hope to be back for football.
I don't like you.
And
well, now I'm 0 for 1.
And Gus, I was going to give you a new nickname today as Keller Bradley breaks off a breaking pitch, and the first one is in there for a strike. Oh, yeah, Augustus John, was that it?
Augustus Joseph.
Augustus Joseph.
The great Bill Redner.
But nah, Gus, the cornerstone barber.
Ooh.
All right, here comes the 0-1. Or if you like a PA twist, you could say the Keystone.
Ooh.
Gus the Keystone Barber.
Alrighty.
Because that's what you do for us at BCB.
I try, Chris. I really do.
Here comes the 0-2 from Bradley. And he gets Erlinson a strikeout to start the 7th. And there's one down. Yeah, can you give me the ew? Yeah, that was some nasty stuff.
I was waiting for it. Oh, my good golly, Miss Molly. That was disgusting.
Now at the plate is Will Shabona, and the disgusting part was the movement on this guy's pitches. He can be nasty, and Keller Bradley winds, delivers. Ball drops down low. Looks like Ryan Weber's bullpen session is done.
Yeah, he's probably all nice and warmed up in case he has to get thrusted into that position.
Or as Jordan said, just another opportunity to give these guys a little bit of bullpen work, because the Falcons will have a little bit of time off before we get to district play.
Yeah. Yeah, what'd you say, the 24th? That's next Wednesday, so.
I think that's right. I think maybe the tournament begins on Monday.
Yeah, it does, but I think because they are such a high seed, they should get a bye and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just talking to our great sports director, Brianne, about it, because next week it's going to be fun-filled for the WBCB network as Jersey starts playoff, too.
Right now we're also covering some Mercer County tournament action. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball stays up high.
Yeah, speaking of that, Jordan, didn't you get to see the Notre Dame Hun game?
Yeah, I got to do some play-by-play for that along with Chris. And that was in the first round. The finals coming up on Friday.
3-1. Low and away.
Did you guys see Did you guys see the ending to the Mercer County tournament final in softball, though, a couple days ago?
I did, yes.
That was unbelievable.
I think it was a Notre Dame. They threw it at home to close play at the plate to end the game.
Yeah, so what it was is Robbinsville was down by 2 and had 2 on, and there was a line drive into left field, and I'd seen Notre Dame softball a little earlier in the season. Yeah, we've got a balk.
Whoa.
Second of the game.
And now Coach Pacey coming out to get an explanation from the base umpire who called a balk, and Will Shabona up to second base. Well, and Pacey, not a happy camper today, Gus. He hasn't thought his team had come up with some of the plays that he was looking for, and this could be a critical run.
Yeah.
So
this could be a big call right here, and like you said, Pacey not liking a lot of the aspects of his team's game today, but that one, I think he has a real gripe for that. The ump is saying he's not allowed to move his arm.
And you can hear Pacey's arguments as he comes off the field.
Which is kind of confusing because he was doing it while he wasn't set. So while you're not set, I thought you could do pretty much whatever you want until you get set. You can look over, you can move your arm, you can stretch out as long as you don't come set.
Well, Falcons earlier in this game, they got a run thanks to a balk that was committed by Matt Herbert.
Man, I'll tell you, you don't normally see a lot of balks in a game, let alone 2, 1 from each team. So.
And it could be a real big one, too. That's a big insurance run standing out there at second with Pennsbury having the middle of their lineup due up in the bottom half of this inning.
Bradley here working to Tang. And a little sweeper slider, late break on that one. And Tang with a swinging strike. No balls, 2 strikes to him.
I wonder what type of movement the 3-seam fastball would have.
Well, we got to look back. We saw it earlier.
We got to ask Keller.
I think he's coming with it right now.
Ooh.
The righty turns and tries to pick off the base runner at second.
I'll tell you what, if you have a really good pickoff move to second, that thing can be deadly because that's usually the runner is usually leading off the farthest from. So if you can get a good move over there.
And sometimes if you got somebody covering the bag in a sneaky way, you got to do it super sneaky style. The 0-2 fouled off.
Speaking of that, Chris, I just saw a video the other day of a team achieving a really crazy pickoff play at second. The shortstop ran around the base runner at second, but ran in front of him and it made it look like he was going back to shortstop. And the second baseman was slowly but surely creeping behind, and the base runner saw that shortstop move, and he's like, oh, I got plenty of room. Picked him off. It was absolutely magnificent.
The 0-2 fastball bounced up the middle. Goes off the glove of Zuckerman, gloved by Schaefer, who throws to third, and back to the bag in time there is Will Shabona. Just barely gets his hand into third base because Schaefer a heads-up play over to Tiroli. And so safe all around here. First and third, runners at the corners for Council Rock North.
That ball looked like it tipped off of Zuckerman, who was trying to make what would have been an unbelievable play, and went right into the hands of Schaefer. And fortunately for the base runner, he was able to scamper back. I think he thought that ball was up the middle into the outfield.
Yeah, and I just had somebody ask me, what would you rule that play, an error or a hit? And I said a hit, and they just put up on the scoreboard a hit.
A bunt back to the mound, and the play is at the plate. Keller Bradley comes home to Baraski, and they tag out Shabona for the second out.
Yeah, not a good bunt there by Mullen. Ended up going right back to Bradley, and a great job of fielding his position and holding this at a one-run game. That would have been huge for Council Rock North if they were able to get that run in, but now Bradley just 1 out away from getting out of this inning. And
Mullen, they'll have Anthony Harris over there running for Mullen again.
Claude Giroux, Anthony Harris, Jason Worth, someone's out there.
And at the plate is Brian Curry. Takes strike one from Bradley. Nice movement there. The Pennsbury dugout likes it. Gus likes it.
I love it so much that I hear that noise. I make that noise during Phillies games and stuff with a nice pitch. And it's to the point where a run gets scored, I'm hey.
That's also one of the Pennsbury celebrations. Bradley sets, looks back a couple times and delivers a hot hit ground ball. Tiroli will take it to the bag unassisted, and they get Brian Curry. He hit it pretty good, but it's a 5 unassisted put out for the third out in the 7th, and last chance time for the Pennsbury Falcons. They're still within a run. Council Rock North in front 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. High school baseball on WBCB. This is the McCaffrey's Game of the Day. McCaffrey's Food Market's exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, and the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. And we got a pitching change for Council Rock North. And we'll let Jordan get to work here talking about Jammer Doors.
All right, well, spring is here, and it's time to view the world through Jammer Doors and Windows, a family-owned and operated local business since Babe Ruth started playing for the Yankees in 1920. And today, Jammer continues to swat home run sales, service and installation of garage doors and openers, entry doors, patio doors, storm doors, and windows. Jammer Doors features Rainer garage doors, steel or aluminum, and crafted for dependable, long-lasting service. Jammer Doors and Windows do their own work and installation using no subcontractors, saving you money. Avoid the big box stores and save with Jammer Doors and Windows. Visit their showroom at 2850 Brunswick Pike, Business Route 1, Lawrenceville, or their Yardley showroom. Open by appointment. Call 215-493-7709. That's 215-493-7709.
All right, we've had a great game so far today. Council Rock North with 4 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error in the field. The Falcons 3 runs on 6 hits, and they get to work in the bottom of the 7th. And for Pennsbury, it's been a come-from-behind effort. 2 early runs for Council Rock North have put them in front throughout the day today. And for the Indians, it's a must-win situation. They got to win to get in without other help or assistance. Meanwhile, Matt Herbert had a great day on the mound. Pitched 6 innings for them. 97 pitches thrown by Herbert. A good breakdown. 34 strikes, 39 balls. He only walked 3 while striking out 4, and he hit 1 batter with a pitch, but has kept his Indians in this one. And taking over for Herbert is Peyton Shaw, as the righty is warmed up and ready to go, and he'll be facing Tiroli.
So I think we got a little bit of a situation here. I think the pitcher that's trying to pitch right now for Council Rock North was a pinch runner. And if he was a pinch runner, I don't think he can come into the game as the pitcher, because I think they switched it out. It wasn't a courtesy runner, it was a pinch runner.
Yeah, I don't think we had Shaw come out to run.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just.
He ran.
So apparently he was the first courtesy runner. Then they switched out for a different courtesy runner, and once you do that, it you switch out pretty much the position. Interesting.
So right
I
now,
don't know what the outcome is here. Maybe if they just don't make him pitch, or I'm not sure. That could be a big outcome though, because we're in the bottom of the 7th, only down 1 run.
And whoever's going to be pitching for Council Rock North, if it's Peyton Shaw or somebody else, they're going to be facing Tiroli, Nelson, and Zerniak. And I think just the way the body language is, I don't think this is going the way Council Rock North likes.
No.
And
because Pacey already left the conversation, and all the coaches from North are still talking to him.
And now Pacey's busting out the rule book.
Oh, we got the rule book. Let's go. I love when we break out the rule book. It's my favorite.
And again, the point you were making, Gus, a courtesy runner gets pulled out. They put a different courtesy runner, I guess, in for the same batter. You can have a courtesy runner for catchers or pitchers, and then those don't affect your roster moves.
Yeah.
But I guess if you have you replace your courtesy runner with a different runner,
I don't think he can come back in. And
maybe that's rule book section 5,
because courtesy runners
subsection
are able,
D or whatever.
Because courtesy runners go in for pitchers and catchers.
Right.
It's not a pinch runner. So if you switch pinch runners or switch courtesy runners, he shouldn't be able to. It's like pretty much switching like the first baseman.
I don't know. I kind of think your courtesy runners can go in and out and be whoever the heck they want to be, but
if it wasn't as such of a close game, it probably wouldn't have been such a big deal.
Well, Shaw continues to warm up, and he's expecting to pitch, but the discussion continues between Coach Schramm, Coach Pacey, and our umpires today.
We got to get our mic in that conversation. Yeah, we need a mic'd up right now.
Well, while we're at it, I'll let everybody know that today's game is brought to you by BAI Security. More than securing your home or business, BAI Security in Yardley. They now offer medical alerts for seniors, trip or fall or homebound. These are the same medical alerts you see advertised on TV, but they're now available from BAI Security and monitored locally 24/7. And now the argument getting heated as Pacey throws the rule book into the air. He and Coach Schramm getting into it.
And I love how both teams are enticing their coaches.
And now the base umpire is standing over there with Council Rock North as the home plate umpire escorts Coach Pacey back over to his side of home plate.
Zuckerman has to get the key, the book.
Zuckerman goes over and retrieves the rule book that Pacey sent flying. Again, BAI Security making portions of today's game possible. BAInow.com is the website to find out a little bit more. BAInow.com. And you can call 215-493-1414. BAI Now PennsburyFalcons.com. So after all of the discussions, it looks like it is going to be Peyton Shaw. And now you got to wonder, that little hesitation in the rhythm of the innings, is that going to throw off Shaw? Is that going to give the Pennsbury Falcons a little bit of juice at the plate? I mean, I always think, it looks like this pitcher is going to be out there, but sometimes I wonder if maybe Coach Pacey's intent is actually just to get under the skin of the opposition.
Well, I think he had an actual gripe there. If you can't put an illegal pitcher in, he's going to let you know. And that's a weird situation where nobody knows really the exact rules. So tempers were getting high. It's a close game. Council Rock is in a game where they win this, they can get in. So, of course, tempers are going to be high, but
ball comes in there. That one misses up a little bit.
yeah, you just said if that little situation going to put a jolt into this team. I don't think I've heard Pennsbury cheer that loud at all this whole season.
Yeah, well, they saw their coach kind of getting clapped at by the Council Rock North dugout, and they've come to respond.
The 2-0. Tiroli sends it deep to left.
Oh!
That's a home run.
What a spot by Tiroli to break out the home run there. Somehow kept it fair. I thought off the bat that ball was going to go foul, but is able to keep it inside the pole. And how about this celebration?
So we're all tied up at 4 here in the 7th. And up to bat for the Falcons is L.J. Nelson. And it looks like that may be the only batter that Peyton Shaw is going to face. I don't know, out to talk with him is head coach Matt Schramm. And it's now a 4-4 game in the McCaffrey's game of the day.
Do you see Coach Pacey celebrating that home run? He was fired up.
Yeah, he was trying to wave that one fair. And it sneaks inside the pole. 4-4 our score.
I felt like for such a close play there, a fair or foul, the umpires didn't really give a very clear call there.
So Nelson, with nobody out, steps up for the Falcons.
That was crazy. I'm sorry, Chris. My emotions took over me right there. I am so sorry.
Tiroli, another bomb for the Falcons. Well, I mean, whatever happened between innings, Pennsbury has stolen the momentum. And Smith takes in the dirt.
You wonder if maybe some of this action getting to Peyton Shaw out there on the mound.
Well, I think that's what Coach Schramm was trying to avoid by going out there talking to his pitcher. The 1-0 is low. And now the winning run at the plate for the Falcons here in the 7th. Shaw delivers ball 3.
He's thrown 5 balls and 1 strike, and that 1 strike ended up in the tree line out in left field.
The 3-0. 4 straight balls to L.J. Nelson. And he heads to first base. And up to bat, Jordan Zerniak. Yeah, Tiroli with our DiLorenzo's dinger, Gus. No question about it. That one was close to being out to New Falls Road, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, looked like it might have gotten knocked down by the trees out there. And another mound visit for Coach Schramm. And he is going to, I think, call for a new pitcher. At this point, right, if you come out twice, don't you have to take the ball?
That's what I thought,
Yeah.
but
That's at least how it is in the major leagues.
And yeah, he will make a move. So a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th. The Falcons have tied it up 4-4 off the bat of Joe Tiroli. And now LJ Nelson at first. We're going to step aside, take care of a couple of quick messages as the Council Rock North Indians will change pitchers in the 7th in the McCaffrey's Game of the Day.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
During the Toyota Ready, Set, Go sales event, just imagine yourself in a new Toyota. Whatever you need, from an electric vehicle to a rugged, versatile truck, we have new Toyotas on the ground for immediate delivery. Or choose from over 100 certified used options, which undergo a rigorous inspection and include an amazing warranty. Plus service centers that can save you time and money and keep you on the road. So let's go to Team Toyota this spring. Just visit teamtoyota.net to find a location near you.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
All right, Jordan Zerniak steps up for the Pennsbury Falcons. LJ Nelson at first. And I got to wonder, Gus, if they may try to have Zerniak sacrifice himself here. Looks like third baseman Riesenberg is in a little bit. But I would think you want to try to get that runner over, maybe even with a sacrifice. And Zerniak does turn, squares to bunt, and bunts through it for strike one.
Yeah, kind of jabbed at it, and now you wonder if you say, okay, we'll try that first pitch, and now you let Zerniak swing the bat a little bit, righty on lefty matchup.
And meanwhile, on the mound, third pitcher used today for Council Rock North is Jake Ruppel. Righty checks Nelson. Zerniak squared up to bunt. And he pulls back, takes a ball.
That fastball's got some life to it. You can hear that one clearly hit the catcher's mitt.
Definitely a change of approaches. Matt Herbert, kind of a finesse guy. We talked about him nibbling, using the corners. Ruppel, a power pitcher. That time missing high to Zerniak. I don't know if he tried to pull the string on that pitch or change speeds a little bit, but missed up high. And now here comes the 2-1. Bends him back for ball 3.
Here's Zerniak here, get your pitch. I mean, you got to figure this is going to be a good one to hit.
Zerniak 0 for 2 with a walk. It kind of jammed him, but fouls it back to run the count full.
Yeah, tied him up. Good spot with that 3-1 fastball by Ruppel.
Well, Jake Ruppel, he has a very deliberate style out there, Gus, and he has slowed things down significantly here. 3-2. I mean, a pretty big spot in this game. Pennsbury now they've tied it, a runner aboard, but he keeps looking over, checking their. All right, here we go. Called third strike. He gets Zerniak looking a big first out for Council Rock North.
Yeah, Ruppel's hat looked like it came off on that pitch, just trying to put something extra to get it on by Zerniak and put it in a great spot. That's a huge first out.
And now up to bat, Charlie Cordisco. Yeah, that Joe Tiroli home run. We already got a gift certificate for Joe, and we may talk to him after the game, maybe give him 2 gift certificates for being our player of the game. Cordisco also has had a pretty good day at the plate. Had a ball that went over his head out in center field, but a triple and a single for Cordisco.
Dylan Hirsch has stepped into the on-deck circle for Jackson Freeman.
Ruppel's 0-1, lifted foul on the right side, out of play. So now Ruppel out in front of this batter. And again, this game, a critical one for Council Rock North. Pennsbury, they've already won a league title, had themselves positioned for a good spot in the district bracket. But now here in these late innings, it's gotten a little personal. The 0-2. Gets past Mullen. Nelson moves up into scoring position. He's at second base.
And again, Ruppel's hat comes off, and again, maybe trying to put a little too much on that one, ends up spiking it, and now the winning run in scoring position.
And again, this one really did get personal in the between innings, or in the half inning. Coach Pacey went out and talked with the umpires about who was going to be pitching for Council Rock North, and there was a rules argument that went on for about 5 minutes, maybe a little longer than that. The 1-2 curveball that stays up. And from what we were gathering, Coach Pacey was saying that because of a courtesy runner or a pinch runner situation, the pitcher out there wasn't eligible to pitch. He brought out the rule book. They continued to argue. He threw the rule book in the air. At one point, we heard Coach Schramm and Coach Pacey saying, well, we have to get this game in one way or the other. They ended up letting the kid pitch, and Joe Tiroli takes him deep and ties the game with a home run. And as you said, that has the Pennsbury dugout fired up. And you know, Council Rock North, they're just waiting for something good to happen here. I mean, they want to get this thing to extra innings so bad.
Yeah, the vibes are high in the Pennsbury dugout right now. Like you said, that home run really changing things for this Pennsbury team.
And then after that pitcher gave up the home run, he was removed, and now you have Ruppel out there. Here comes Ruppel's 3-2 delivery. Outside ball 4. So Cordisco at first, Nelson at second, Jackson Freeman, no, excuse me, Hirsch steps up to bat. Dylan Hirsch trying to open up the candy shop here for the Pennsbury Falcons in the bottom of the 7th. He went there, couldn't lay off that breaking pitch. Some nasty stuff that time from Ruppel. He gets a new.
Not from me.
That's got to come from Council Rock's dugout, I guess. The 0-1. Up high, 1-1 count. So here in the 7th, Joe Tiroli leads off the inning with a solo homer, and then L.J. Nelson with a walk Zerniak got caught looking, and Cordisco at first moves Nelson up to second. The 1-1 down just a bit. So a hitter's count for Hirsch. First at-bat of the day, pinch hitting for Freeman. We've seen him log some time behind the plate, filling in for Boraski. And been used in this kind of scenario, a pinch hitter in late innings. Rupel checks Hirsch and then steps off. Back and forth today. Falcons with 4 runs on 7 hits. Council Rock North 4 runs on 6. The 2-1 popped back behind us, out of play. Yeah, Rupel's timing, I mean, he really has slowed things down. He goes back behind the mound, rubs the ball up a little bit. And once he gets set, he's looking at the runners quite a bit. Well, 1 check this time, and he strikes out Hirsch. Well, that time maybe just switching up his timing right there, Jordan.
Yeah, did a good job of mixing speeds. That at-bat had Hirsch sitting curveball there. 2-2, able to blow the fastball by him. Now Eric David, chance to be the hero. Been talking about him a lot today, and obviously doesn't get a whole ton of playing time, but he's got 1 RBI already, and a second one here, obviously, would feel really good for him.
Got a chance to walk him off as Rupel delivers. I was going to call that wide. It's a strike according to our home plate umpire. A 1 from Rupel. Nice breaking pitch. And now with 2 down and 2 strikes in the 7th, got a chance we might see some extra baseball here from Vic Napolitano Field. The 0-2. Called, 3rd strike, and Eric David rung up for out number 3 in the 7th, but the Pennsbury Falcons get the run that they need to tie this thing up and send us to extras. 8th inning coming up in a 4-4 game, McCaffrey's game of the day. We're through 7, and we'll be right back with more on the WBCB Sports Network.
From Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley and everywhere in between. For 150 years, Penn Community Bank has been a part of your neighborhood. Helping businesses start, supporting families as they grow, and staying connected to the people and places that make this region special. It's who we are and where we're from. Penn Community Bank. Here we are, and here we grow.
We go to the 8th inning in the McCaffrey's game of the day, 4-4 between the Falcons and the Indians of Council Rock North. And for Council Rock North, Nick DiGiacomo up to bat. And for the Falcons, Keller Bradley continues out there on the mound as the righty winds and fires a fastball that stays up a bit. Well, I think this is my first extra inning game. Gus, were you with us last year? Pennsbury and Council Rock North played an epic game in Newtown, which actually stretched over 2 different days.
No, I wasn't there for that, but I know you and me, we did a Mercer County game at DeMayo Field last year. That was extra innings, and everybody here except for you, Chris, was able to do that Pennsbury softball extra inning game, I believe, against Council Rock North. That was in that game, too.
Oh, yeah.
So Pennsbury just has a knack with going to extra for Council Rock North games.
The 1-2. The one game up in Newtown was so long. Maybe it was earlier in the season, and we just didn't have a ton of daylight, so it ended up getting called due to darkness. And
they had to pick up the next day or something like that.
Like over the weekend or something.
And you know what, Gus? That Pennsbury softball game that we did earlier this year, the 12-inning game, that was Council Rock North as well.
Yeah.
2-2 down low.
Maybe we should have expected this.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Keller Bradley and Connor McCloskey are the 2 arms as Bradley out there now working. And gets the foul pop. It drifts out of play.
That went into the trash can that's behind us and popped right out.
Yeah, you probably couldn't do that again if you tried. (3-2) down low, ball 4. I mean, that was very similar to the pitch that they rung up Eric David on, but called a ball and sends DiGiacomo to first and brings Hoskins up to bat. Check on DiGiacomo. Noah Hoskins getting his second at-bat. And the bunt is popped back. Long run for Boraski, and he's not going to get there.
So tell you what, not bringing a sweatshirt's really killing me right now.
I just ran to the car to grab a little more warmth. My Phillies jacket. But I forgot to park my car where I normally do in a safe spot. It's in jeopardy over there. A bunt down the line. Tiroli picks it up, throws over in time. So Hoskins with a good sacrifice bunt. They get DiGiacomo to second with 1 down. And up to the plate comes James Peichel. Peichel 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. Bradley with the first pitch strike. And we've talked about the freshman throughout this season. He gets that fastball up there into the upper 80s. And it's just a 14-year-old, but one of the pitchers the Falcons have relied on throughout this year. He's set with the 0-1. Outside. A ball and a strike to Peichel. The freshman set is 1-1. Bounced right back to the mound. Gloved by Bradley. And he'll get the out at first. Good decision there to get the shore out. Meanwhile, on the grounder, Giacomo up to third. So he's now 90 feet from home and representing that go-ahead run.
Yeah, good decision there by Keller Bradley just to go to first and get the one out. But my question is, why are you going to look at the runner if he's going to go and you're just not going to throw it over to him? He looked over, saw the runner going, and was like, and I'm just going to still go to first.
That's in there to... Ooh, I thought that was in there. Ball 1 to Riesenberger.
I think we all did.
Council Rock bullpen, or dugout, they liked it. The 1-0 a little late on that one. And it drifts foul out of play. Riesenberger 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. He got caught looking twice in today's game. The 1-1. Out to right. Nelson steps back and then comes in to make the grab. A line out by Riesenberger. And it stays a 4-4 game after the top of the 8th. No runs, no hits. They leave a runner stranded. And the Pennsbury Falcons now will step up in the bottom of the 8th. McCaffrey's game of the day on WBCB. McCaffrey's Food Market's exceptional every day in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley. And the Villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road. And thanks to the Pennsbury Baseball Parents Club, they ask you to come out, support the student athletes of Pennsbury Baseball. And they hope you're enjoying today's game. It's been a good one, back and forth action. And the Falcons with a chance to walk it off in the 8th. The Pennsbury Baseball Club thanking the Pennsbury community for all of their support. Well, Jordan, as these late innings unfold, it will change drastically who our DiLorenzo's player of the game might be. Basically, the player of the game is probably going to be the hero who steps up here in the 8th.
Yeah, and the Falcons looking for that hero here is what they're going to send 9, 1, and 2 up. That's going to be Baraski, Schaefer, and Ryan Zuckerman. So there's some power there, and if Baraski and Schaefer may be able to get on in front of Zuckerman, maybe we'll be talking to him in a few minutes.
And you know, they say that 9-hole hitter oftentimes is like your second leadoff hitter. So today, or right here in this situation, Baraski, whatever he can do to get on base, start to set the table for the rest of this lineup, that's going to be key here to getting a good start against Jake Ruppel. And we saw Ruppel in action in the 7th. Certainly a pitcher who's not afraid to challenge the batters. And
yeah, Baraski's got to do anything he can to get on here, lead off this inning by getting on base.
Ruppel, fastball, fouled back. Strike 1 to Baraski. All right, so 2 things we got to clear up in our DiLorenzo's postgame, Ben. The 0-1 if we talked to Keller Bradley what that whole three-seamer thing was about, we talked a little bit about that invention of that pitch. Also, what exactly were the issues at play with the relief pitcher that came in for Council Rock North, and what things in the rule book Coach Pacey was pointing to? I think we kind of have it pretty straight, but maybe we can get a little more clarity. 2-1 in there for strike 2. So now Boraski's got to battle and protect the plate. Rupel shakes off a bunch of pitches. He knows what he wants to throw. And he's finally got it from Mullen, the 2-2. High fastball that Boraski fouls out of play. That one looked to be a little up in the zone, but too close to take. The 2-2. Ball up in the zone, and Boraski chases it.
Yeah,
A strikeout to start the 8th.
Maybe a little too much of a hanger there, as that breaking ball definitely looked like a good one to hit, but maybe just too high, and Boraski not able to get his bat head around to it.
So now up to bat for Pennsbury, James Schaefer, their leadoff man. First time tonight he gets to see Jake Rupel and takes a strike. Matt Herbert threw 97 pitches and pitched 6 innings for Council Rock North. And that's in there for a strike. And when he left, he was set up to be the winning pitcher. But unfortunately, Joe Tiroli launching that solo homer, tying this thing up, sending us to extras. The 0-2. Fouled back out of play. I mean, heartbreak with that homer for Council Rock North. They felt like they had this one locked up. This was a must-win game today. Yeah. And there had a little controversy between innings.
Heartbreak by me, too. I interrupted your home run call. I'm so disappointed in myself. I hate doing that.
The 0-2. Bounced to Brian Curry at second, and he throws in time to get Schaefer for the second out in the 8th. And brings Ryan Zuckerman to the plate. Well, Gus, one thing I love about working with you is your energy, your enthusiasm for Pennsbury athletics. How much you're rooting for a win when it comes to the orange and black when we're here on campus. And that was the biggest home run of the year, I think, when the situation and the... And Zuckerman skies this one foul.
Without a doubt. It's not. This isn't a game like how Council Rock North game is, where it's like a win and get in. They have already solidified their spot. They've already had a great, successful season. But just the game that they're having today to try to cap off this season, yeah, that was probably the biggest home run of the season by far. Probably slightly ahead of Zuckerman's leadoff homer against the Neshaminy.
And maybe you take out biggest or whatever, like the most exciting moment that we've seen.
Doubt.
You're behind, it's the 7th inning, and you lead off with a solo bomb.
Especially after what happened between the coaches and everything.
The 0-1 swing and a miss. Zuckerman with a healthy cut comes up empty.
It was almost a perfect moment if I didn't scream and interrupt you. I am genuinely so disappointed in myself. I am.
The Di Lorenzo's dinger. Rupel gives a nod. The righty's good to go. His 0-2 is up high, though. Rupel's got to put that cap back on.
That's like the third time that's come off, just rearing back and firing these fastballs. It's got a lot of velocity, obviously.
The 1-2. Up high. Good eye by Zuckerman. Well, speaking of being sorry for stuff, I feel like I jinxed Zuckerman the last time he was up. And here he rips this one deep into the gap in left center. And he pulls into second with a stand-up double. I was talking about how he could be in the Major League draft or this and that, and
Yeah.
he struck out, but he struck out looking, I think, last time up. This time, laces another one. Great AB for Zuckerman. He's at second in scoring position for Joe Tiroli.
They're going to intentionally walk him.
They give Tiroli first, and they'll work to LJ Nelson. I mean, that is smart. Tiroli, he's so hot right now. Why take the chance? You have a base open. So Tiroli intentionally walked.
Yeah, now guess what? If you're LJ Nelson, we talked about it earlier, you're not bunting here. Chance to be the hero.
Got to swing away. So far, Nelson today has got a bunt base hit. He reached on both a walk and he was hit by a pitch. And he's got to pop up back to the pitcher's mound. That ball down low. Good job by Mullen to keep it in front of him. And I think an appeal. That was a ball, right?
It bounced in the dirt.
I think Council Rock North was trying to see if Nelson went around. I didn't think he came close to swinging. And so 1-0 count. But here, Ruppel there with that ball down in the dirt. A couple of wild pitches here could give the Falcons the game.
Yeah, I think a good job by Zuckerman not to go to third because he would have been out. That ball's going to bounce too far away from Mullen behind home plate.
The 1-0. Breaking ball wide. Jake Ruppel steps off. Council Rock North kind of readjusting their outfield, bringing DiGiacomo in a little bit more.
Trying to cut off any ball that's hit maybe right out of field or try to cut down that run at the plate because you got to figure that Joe Pacey's giving Ryan Zuckerman the wave on anything to the outfield.
Yeah, Shabona in center playing in a bit. The 2-0, that's in there. Curveball for a strike from Ruppel. Before the 2-1, Ruppel looks back. We've seen a couple of balks, so even some unorthodox movement from Ruppel might be enough to move these runners along. Kicks and fires the 2-1 in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to LJ Nelson.
Something the Indians have done a really good job at today is working out of trouble, and got another opportunity to do that here.
Yeah, Ruppel got the first 2 outs of the inning, and then Zuckerman with a double walked Tiroli. And now his 2-2 to Nelson. Outside, ball 3. And they appeal to the base umpire.
I don't even think he checked this swing, let alone when.
Yeah, hardly got the bat off the shoulder.
Yeah.
But just making sure, you know. At this point, both teams thinking by any means necessary. Long long look in for Rupel. I mean, that's a long time for the batter to be standing in there, and finally Nelson says, I need a timeout. And the batter steps out, gathers himself. And now Rupel ready again. And before the 3-2, they again look Zuckerman back. I mean, Zuckerman didn't even have a very big lead.
Yeah, runners will be off here, but he does not want to get picked off, obviously.
But I guess I'm bringing it up more as a, like Rupel, he's stepping off again. He's looking back. Yeah, Ben Goldstein giving me the word I'm looking for. He's uncomfortable out there. The 3-2 hits him, loads the bases. L.J. Nelson clunked on the elbow. Second time that he was hit by a pitch in today's game. He's at first, Tiroli at second, Zuckerman at third.
Yeah, and I think North is trying to argue that maybe Nelson leaned into that pitch, but I don't know if you can really argue that when it's an off-speed pitch that gets hit. Like, obviously it's going to try to break, and it just didn't have any break, so.
I mean, that's the kind of thing where sometimes you'll see a coach or a skipper come out and make an argument, but like the guy, you want them to get out of the way of it, but there's no, I don't think he leaned into it, if that's the argument they're trying to make, but he didn't do a whole lot to get out of the way of it, that's for sure, but that's the prerogative of the batter.
Yeah, I don't think he personally turned into it, but,
no,
you know, I guess if you try to turn your back and show your back to the pitcher, which is a normal motion for a batter when a ball's coming at him, I don't know how you can really call that intentional, like trying to get hit. I think it was just, off-speed pitch inside a little bit. That just didn't break.
And now up to bat is Jordan Zerniak as Coach Pacey trying to find out who's on deck for the Falcons.
Should be Cordisco.
It is, as Rupel.
Oh, actually, that doesn't really matter because this inning ends here no matter what.
Why?
It's a strike.
Two outs, bases loaded, and a chance to win it.
And nowhere to put Zerniak here with those bases jammed. So good point, Jordan, as it's an 0-1 count to the DH. Rupel, breaking pitch. It's tipped foul for strike two. So now Zerniak quickly falls behind.
I'll tell you what, with Zerniak, the way he swings and everything, he always has a trouble trying to keep that head tucked in, and every time he's swinging, it feels like he's pulling that head away.
At this point, he's got to battle and just try to make some good contact here, put the ball in play. And time called at the plate. Rupel trying to send us to the ninth. His 0-2 lifted out to left field. Under it is Peichel. Peichel running around and finally makes the grab at the last moment. He was pulled to his left about a couple of feet, but the ball in the glove, he makes the play. And we are going to inning number 9 in the McCaffrey's game of the day. Still a 4-4 score between the Pennsbury Falcons and Council Rock North Indians. We're through 8 in the McCaffrey's game of the day. All right, top of the order at the plate in the 9th for Council Rock North. Quinn Erlinson, Will Shabona, Jaden Tang. Here facing Keller Bradley as the freshman out there for another inning of work. And Bradley now has thrown quite a few pitches, Jordan. He enters this inning with 42 thrown in relief.
Yeah, and I mean, you figure for him it's probably not that big of a deal because, again, as we've gone over, Pennsbury's next game isn't going to be for another week. And he's been able to make some big pitches when he's needed to, though. And I think that's all the Falcons are asking for out of him right now and trying to get one more good inning.
Yeah, now this is going to be the second time through the lineup that the Indians get to see Bradley, who delivers a ball down low to Erlinson.
They do have bullpen action, do the Falcons.
Erlinson 1 for 4 with a base hit and a run scored back in the 5th. Ryan Weber getting his arm ready again as he's out there in the Pennsbury bullpen. The 1-1. Tapped foul. Erlinson falls behind a ball, 2 strikes. Well, it won't be long now. All these seniors going to be graduating. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Erlinson strikes out. A little nasty stuff there. And Pennsbury's going to be back at that Cure Arena, Gus. We were there for Sports Night 2023.
Yeah.
They're doing graduation over there, too.
Are they? Huh.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's a pretty good venue.
That is a nice venue. I don't know. There's something about walking on Falcon Field, though, and getting your diploma. As somebody who's did it myself, it's a very cool thing. See all the stands filled with everybody's parents and everything.
Well, they're still working on putting down a new Falcon Field, the 1-0.
I know.
That one bends down low and out of the strike zone is Will Shabona. Here now has worked his way to a 2-0 count.
And the field's not going to be ready next year either, right? Was another Pennsbury season, I think, at Truman?
I thought they were going to be ready for it. The 2-0 grounded through just over the glove of Tiroli at third. And Shabona at first. And they're going to say that's an E5. So with 1 down, there's 1 on. And up at the plate is Tang.
I thought Tiroli maybe could have done a better job of trying to get in front of that baseball. Instead tries to play it on the run and ends up just kicking off his glove.
Pitch number 50 coming in from Bradley. It's a strike. Good ball-strike ratio for Bradley. 25 strikes, 15 balls so far in his relief outing. The 0-1, Tang showing bunt, pulls the bat back and takes a strike. Called third strike. Catches Tang looking, 2 down.
As Pennsbury would say.
Yeah, and then Tang arguing the call. He's one of the assistant coaches. Pulls him into the dugout to make sure he doesn't get into any trouble with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, it looked a little low, but, that's a close pitch. I don't know if you can really argue that too much. Just a nice little nibble on the strike zone.
Up to bat, catcher Lucas Mullen going to Mercer Junior College. And in a big spot here, again, Council Rock North. They win and they feel like they're going to be in. They got the power points necessary to get into postseason play, but a loss, they still might be able to get in, but they don't want to leave it to chance or to somebody else's wins and losses. That's deep to left. And gone. A 2-run home run. Lucas Mullen got all of that one. And he rounds the bases, puts Council Rock North in front, 6-4.
He got that one through the wind too, which is blowing straight in from the outfield. How about that?
So he scores, Shabona scores. And now Brian Curry up to bat.
I don't think the Pennsbury coaches like the celebration there after the home run.
And finally they go over to retrieve the bat. Well, like I said, this one has gotten personal in the late innings. And Pennsbury tied it up with a solo homer from Joe Tiroli. And now a 2-run shot for the Indians makes it a 6-4 game. And strike one to Curry. Bradley kicks and fires a hard hit ground ball. It's foul.
Wow, just foul. I thought that went over the bag.
I thought that was a fair ball. But home plate umpire had a good angle on it, calls it a foul ball.
It's definitely fair.
Boy, and Brian Curry, he's been red hot at the plate. Ben Goldstein said from his angle he thought it was fair and would have continued a red hot day at the plate for Curry, but he's got an RBI double. He was hit by a pitch. Got a single to his credit so far today, and then also a ground out to third. Ball and a strike to Curry. Bradley delivers, pops him up, but it's foul. Drifts back behind us. The 1-2 hits Curry. Second time in today's game he was hit by a pitch. So he's at first for Nick DiGiacomo. DiGiacomo with a strikeout. Laid down a sacrifice bunt, also struck out and walked. In today's game, takes ball one from Keller Bradley. Bradley now getting up close to the 60 pitch mark. Gets the call, a ball and a strike. DiGiacomo at the plate, Curry at first. The 1-1 is high, the runner goes, the throw is in time, and Baraski throws out Curry, catches him stealing for out number 3 here in the 9th. So that's how the inning ends for Council Rock North, but they do get 2 homers on the 2-run bomb from catcher Lucas Mullen, and they take a 6-4 lead into the bottom of the 9th. Last chance time now for the Pennsbury Falcons in the McCaffrey's game of the night. Chris Ermer, Jordan Hirsch, Ben Goldstein, and Gus the Cornerstone Barber here in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And for the Falcons, let's see, who do we got coming up here? Cordisco?
Yeah, it should be Cordisco, I guess Dylan Hirsch, and
right,
then Eric David.
We'll see if they let Freeman pitch, or yeah, Freeman looks like he may be re-entering. It looks like it's going to be Cordisco, Freeman, and David. And back out there again, Jake Ruppel. Ruppel now has thrown quite a few pitches as he enters this inning with 44 under his belt. Third arm used by Council Rock North, and he works to Cordisco, whose first pitch swinging, pops it up in foul territory. Looks like there's a play there, and there is. Joe Hughes makes it. The first baseman with the catch of the foul pop, one down.
Ruppel's just come in and done a fantastic job, and again, a big first out to get there.
So now up to bat is Jackson Freeman. Freeman 0 for 3, takes up high. Not a bad idea. Work this at-bat like a leadoff at-bat. Take pitches. See if you can get on base by way of walk. Well, Ruppel mentioned he has been pounding the strike zone and really challenging these Falcon batters.
Yeah, he's got a lot of confidence out there right now, and he's got his team 5 strikes away from picking up what would be a gigantic win, and now 4 strikes.
Gets another one there. That was a nice-looking little ew on that one. Good movement.
Ew. Quick one. Just to acknowledge it.
Ruppel shakes a couple times. He's got his pitch, the 1-2. Down low in the dirt. 2-2 count now to Freeman. The pitch. 2-2 up high. And the catcher asking for an appeal on the swing. There really wasn't any swing to appeal.
There was not a swing to appeal. They're just asking just to ask.
The 3-2. Ball 4. Yeah. Nice at-bat by Freeman.
Just like you said, Chris, trying to treat that just like as a top-of-the-order leadoff man, just trying to get on base no matter what, even if it's a walk-in. Freeman able to do that.
So with one down, there's one on. And up to bat, Eric David. Ruppel ready at the belt, delivers, and he went there. Strike 1 to David.
This game has just been excellent to watch today. Wow. We've had literally everything.
Couple of homers, one for Pennsbury, one for Council Rock North. Some good pitching performances. Matt Herbert with the start for Council Rock North did a great job. And as you mentioned, Ruppel also, Jordan, has done a nice job for Council Rock North when he's come in. And I thought, Connor McCluskey did a good job. Kept his Pennsbury team in this one, getting the start today for them. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
The most entertaining part of them all, we almost had a fight.
And then the only guy who didn't have a great pitching performance was the guy that they almost had a fight over.
Yeah.
The guy that Council Rock North
only
brought in.
Only 2 batters or 3 batters or something like that.
First batter he saw, Joe Tiroli, launch that home run. Tied us up. The 1-2. Eric David on a bounce. They'll flip. to short. Erlinson has it. The throw over to Hughes is in time for a 4-6-3 twin killing, and the Pennsbury Falcons fall 6-4 to Council Rock North. A double play to end it. And you look at that double play, that also is kind of an indication of how this game went. Council Rock North, I felt like they were able to make those defensive plays, and Pennsbury, there were a bunch of chances where there were some foul pops that they missed, some throwing errors that we saw, Jordan, and Indians needed to play a clean game, and they pretty much got that here today. A good job by Council Rock North to win a game that was a must for them.
Yeah, they had a little bit of everything. They came in knowing they needed to play that clean game, knew that they were maybe going to need some clutch hits, got those, and you saw the celebration there as they're headed to districts.